Well, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, I'm Phoenix, and today we're going to continue to more Apollo Destinies Journey Trilogy. Now the last time we did this, we completed it, we started Turnabout Academy. And now let's continue on. Sorry, boss. I couldn't do it. You know, that little bit of advice you gave me? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. I don't know exactly what you meant, but there was no way I could force a smile in that courtroom today. I'm just glad you remember that. But now how about relaxing a little? Relax? That's not gonna happen. Junie, she asked me to defend her because she believes in me. But I felt completely hopeless. If it weren't for those confessions,
If this trial proceeds in the same manner and ends in the same way as the mock trial, would you not lose everything you worked so hard to gain?
Well, I'll make sure. I'll just have to make sure that doesn't happen then, won't I? No, I can't lose it all. Not now. You okay, Athena? You're turning kind of pale. I can't just stand around here. I'm going to finish the investigation. Can I wait? I just took a batch of freshly baked cookies out of my magic panties. Thanks, but I better get going. Save me one for when I get back. Apollo, you wait here. I need to see Junie at the detention center first right away. No, wait. I'm going with you. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but I better go too. No problem. You two be careful. There's so much I need to ask Junie. What happened in court today? Where do we go from here?
Well now, fancy meeting you here.
Oh, Professor Means. What brings you here? I asked him to come. He arrived just a little before you. I wanted to ask him something. But first, Tina, I want to apologize for my sudden confession after you worked so hard to defend me. He was calling me Tina until just now. No, I should be the one apologizing. The whole thing spiraled out of my control. Tina, Don't worry, I'll bring it tomorrow. I'll find something to prove your innocence. How about that? Athena, I've been thinking of asking Professor Means to defend me. Huh?
I myself only just heard of this a moment ago.
Oh, so she thinks Professor Means would be... No, I can't let this happen. Not with the way he wants me to do things. Junie! I know, Athena, but will you please hear me out? Athena, you actually think Hugh or Robin could have committed this crime? Potty was moved right before the mock trial. Besides Junie, they're the only ones who could have moved freely around the campus at the time. I'm sorry, Junie, but at this point, I can't rule them out. I was afraid you'd say that.
Juniper is seeking a lawyer who could clear all three of their names. Only I am capable of such a feat.
But how could you possibly prove all three of them are innocent?
I am the result-oriented person. Come tomorrow, I won't fail to have a perfect piece of evidence ready. For the end really just justifies the means. Especially for me, Professor Aristotle Means.
Ugh, I really don't like the sound of that. I'm sorry, but just as you believe I'm innocent, I believe that my friends are innocent too. Alright, if that's how you really feel, we'll respect your decision. Apollo! But we want to continue our investigation. Could we ask you some more questions? Sure, I don't mind. Professor Means, would you like to stay and join our conversation?
Yes, of course. I am your lawyer after all.
There's that smile again. Why does it always creep me out? About your confession, Junie, it's not true, is it? You just said what you did because Robin had confessed on the stand, didn't you? Yes, I was thinking straight. All I knew is I had to help my friend.
You mean because of that school rule? The one who says you can't graduate if you are convicted of a crime?
No, I didn't do it because of some rule. I did it because she's my friend. Why is there discord in her voice again? Could it really be all that friendship between the three of them are on the rocks? There's more here than meets the eye. When did you three first become friends? Well, even though we were in different courses, we really bonded for the first day of school. We vowed to work together to bring the end of the dark age of the law. That was when our proof of friendship came about. There's that proof of friendship thing again. I just wish this were as simple as that.
We even have proof of our friendship. Yeah, as long as our friendship lasts, you can bet we'll carry them around.
The situation kind of changed recently, when the school policy shifted to training legal professionals who produce results.
Allow me to explain. As a lawyer course I teach, providing results means winning trials. Professor Cord, on the other hand, taught that finding the truth was the only valid result. Unfortunately, that clash of ideas created a rift among our students.
At some point, we stopped talking about it. Well, we meant fewer arguments. It also meant we couldn't be as frank and open with each other as we used to be. I think I understand now. By putting their friendship on the pedestal, they actually did more harm than good. It seems the relationship between the three of them isn't as simple as I thought.
Juniper, thank you for talking to us about this difficult subject.
Yeah, thanks, Junie. Now if you could tell us about the day of the murder. Junie, you told us yesterday that you went home a little after 6 p.m. Was that a lie? Sorry I didn't tell you this before, but what actually happened was I left in the art room a little after 6 p.m. and headed over to my dressing room where I worked on my stage costume until 7.
That's it? You didn't go anywhere else?
No, nowhere else.
If that really were it, then there would be no reason to lie in the first place. She gotta be hiding something else. Junie, do you remember this picture?
Yes, but something's wrong here.
Wrong? What's wrong?
I took this picture around 6. It was just around I left the art room. But the clock here says just after 7. By 7, I already been working on my dressing room for some time. So there's definitely something wrong with the time of this picture.
I guess we better go check the art room.
Okay, just one last question before the day of the murder. On the evening before the mock trial, the evening of the murder, you ran into Hugh. Yes, I did.
At around 7:15, I went to the main building before getting home. That's when I saw Juniper. We didn't say much as we passed by each other. She seems her usual self. That's it. Anything else you'd like to ask?
She suddenly went silent. She always was terrible at hiding things. Was she trying to keep the meeting a secret by lying into going home at 6 p.m.? Alright, I won't press the matter any further. Is there anything else you'd notice on the night of the murder? Well, I don't know if this will help, but that evening I went back to my dressing room to get something I'd forgotten there. It was well after the last bell rang. I'd say maybe around 8:30.
Around 8:30, huh? That's over an hour when the crime supposedly took place.
That's when I noticed both stage statues were finished. They were quite large and they were each covered in white sheet, but I could tell. It made me happy to think that after all the hard work they were finally finished.
Alright! The statues that Robin made, so they were covered in white sheets.
Junie, are you okay? Sorry, I'm a little tired, that's all.
Athena, I think this meeting is over. Professor Means? I will use any means possible to get the result I want in Juniper's case. But it will require considerable preparation, so I must be off.
Junie, Professor Means, I have a proposal. A proposal?
Wait, this is another one of your crazy...
By sundown today! Yes? I, Athena Sykes, along with Apollo Justice... Wait a second, don't track my name into... We're going to discover the truth behind the murder mystery. What? And we're going to bring us all the evidence showing just what that truth is.
I see. So it has come to this, hasn't it?
If we succeed in doing that, I want you to promise that you accept it, Judy, no matter how hard it is to hear. That you shouldn't need anyone else to defend you except me. Have we got a deal? I trust that's okay with you, too, Professor Beats?
I have no objections as long as Juniper is satisfied with this arrangement.
Okay, but only if it's the real truth. I'm sorry to put you through this, Athena, but thank you. I've been thinking only of myself this whole time. Judy, it's way too early to thank me, but you should thank me all you want once I get to the bottom of this.
Very well. I will see you back here at sundown.
Sorry for all the trouble, Professor. It's just she's new to the agency, so...
Don't be silly. I find it all rather thrilling. Now, let us meet here again later.
If you'll excuse me, I better go. Okay, see you later.
If this trial proceeds the same manner it ends in the same way as the mock trial, would you not lose everything you worked so hard to gain?
There's no time to be thinking about that. I got an investigation to do. I will find the truth by sundown, no matter what. Ugh. Is my imagination, or did something just move? Afternoon, you two. Prosecutor Gavin, what are you doing here? Don't you think sneaking into campus like this is just slightly suspicious? I'll have you know I'm continuing my investigation in the strictest of confidence. I don't want to be caught napping again in tomorrow's trial. That means a thorough investigation today. Think you can let us ahead? I'm not one to refuse a damsel in distress, but you need to not ask for long. I intend to help from the start. You're the best, Prosecutor Gavin. Okay, time for a thorough investigation. I bet we missed a lot of stuff yesterday. Prosecutor Gavin, you were scheduled to perform the school festival, weren't you? That's right, but I haven't seen the stage until yesterday. The fat truck with the starry sky and big crescent moon isn't half bad. We also had some tricks up our sleeve to make the concert really rock. Pyrotechnics, a fog machine, big banners, things like that. It will look like this. Oh, the plans for yesterday. What's that design on the banner there on the back? Those are the scales of the school emblem. Oh, what's with the number 6? It looks like it's a serious pain or something. Athena? Ixie on the Ixie. That's the Gaffney's logo flalong. Oh, a nice pick like the head forehead. Real smooth. Oh, I bet it looks like a number 6 rocking seriously hard. Nah, fella, it's a G for Gaffney's, not a 6, but whatever floats your pretty boat. But where is this banner? I don't see it anywhere on stage. It was an important part of the show, but the school managed to misplace it somehow. It's a pity. We had especially made for the heavyweight, high-grade cloth. A missing banner and 2 broken statues. There are mysteries of plenty to be solved, yeah? Come to think of it, one of the broken statues was the Prosecutor Gavin. As you can see here in the state's plans. Right here, we have a statue of me. And right here, Wright's statue. But little does that matter now, as we both lie in pieces thanks to you. Here, forehead. What did I ever do to you? Actually, this stage broke into rather large pieces. Why don't we try to put it back together? Maybe we'll learn something new. Picking up the pieces of the Shattered the Rock Star? That's what a cool idea. There might be even song in there somehow. Yay, let's do this. Shit now! Is this an investigation or am I earned to make a German language club social event? Found one! A piece of prosecutor Gavin's shattered pride. Are you saying my pride is as fragile as plaster of Paris? It looks like there's another large piece of scattered around. Okay, let's find what we can. Wait, you don't think this weird box is... Hands off! I knew it. I know that voice is anywhere. Let's just ignore it. I mean, it's made of wishes loud and clear. So this is the future cardboard box technology that afforded us, huh? Another piece of the statue. But there should be some more. Let's leave no stone unturned. Not another piece of the statue. But there should still be some more. Let's leave those that are turned. Not another piece of the statue. There should be some more. Okay. This looks like another piece of the statue. Thanks, Apollo. This makes 5 pieces at all. I think we have all we're going to find. Okay, let's get back to where Prosecutor Gavin was scattered. I think you might want to revert that. I don't see any other big pieces lying around. Yeah, let's see if we can put the section back together. Alright, Apollo, you come over here and Prosecutor Gavin, if you can hold this. We did it! Not bad if I do say so myself. Yeah, but don't they think it's strange? We put the section back together. But look, what's with all the leftover white pieces? These look like they go together. And this one too. Athena, what do you think you're doing? Don't stop me now. The artist inside me wants to get out and have a good time. So, what is it? Ah, it's the goddess of law holding the pair of scales in one hand and the sword in the other. That's quite the feat you pull out there, Flalong. I know that feeling you get after you work really hard on something. No. I know who it was. I meant to ask, what's it doing here? Not sure. There's no statue like this in the stage plans. Still, I could have sworn I've seen the statue somewhere before. The more we learn, the deeper the rabbit hole goes. At least we're moving in the right direction. Let's keep searching the stage for clues. I've been wondering about something this whole time. You know that pole on the edge of the stage? You mean this? It has a wire that goes off and connects to something somewhere. Impressive building fit for an impressive school. Yeah, these beautiful walls are like a big blank canvas. My shoe prints really leave distinct marks. Hey, cut that out before you get us in trouble. This wires for hanging banners over the stage. I thought the policeman who was here earlier was checking how to work. Oh, so that's why the banner looks like it's out of place. The banners are hung and removed by the art room over there. Is the art room over there? As in the crime scene? Didn't go for long. It's still crawling with cops though. Hey! Anyone in the art room?
Oh, it's you people! Ha 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 ha! In justice we trust!
Ah, it's the Fulbright. In justice we trust. Is that some kind of greeting between you and two? Detective Fulbright, can you lower that banner from there?
Of course! Just leave it to me! How's that?
Thanks, Detective. In justice we trust.
Ha ha ha! Always glad to help! In justice we trust!
So, is that some kind of greeting between you two or not? Well, looks like the banner's down now. Let's go take a look. Look at this banner. I don't think it would fly very well in the wind. An unflappable banner? Hey, I like that. It goes perfect with unflappable lawyers and unflappable rockers. This thing was made with this very stage. Look at this. Bottom part is all knotted up. Try to unravel it. Jeez, do you really have to? You don't come across a unflappable banner every day. But you know, there are some things that have to be yielded to forces beyond themselves.
What a cruel world we live in!
Hey, a scrap of paper was caught up inside. Blowing away. I got it. Yes. Great catch, huh? Looks like some kind of note. What does it say? October Hue 20. 120. What's that supposed to mean? That score maybe? Pretty impressive when you consider that 100 is a perfect score. I don't see how even Hue can get beyond perfect. Funnel, can we expect the banner again now that it's been unraveled? This is the emblem that's on Junie's school uniform. Yeah, you're right. Wait a sec. It's hard to see against the red material, but look. There's a dark red stain here just under the emblem. This banner is on the wire connected to the art room. Right, and the art room is where the murder occurred. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? This stain might be from the victim's blood. These winners of the mock trial wants to take the trading inventory right here. You mean Hugh or Robin? Yeah, and besides, Junie are the only ones who will be able to move freely around the campus. Before the mock trial, that means one of them must be the killer. That's not really enough to go on, is it? We need to talk to Jennifer one more time and persuade her to give us a name. Right, that means we have to find irrefutable evidence before the day ends. No time to lose, but we can't rush it either. If she is the key. The other statue Robin made, it's been smashed to bits. If there are some larger pieces, we might be able to put this one back together too. Yeah, but all I see is itty bitty ones. I wonder what Mr. Wright would have think. If he knew or put prosecutor guns back together, but left his like this. You can always come back to it after the case is solved. I'll help you fix it. The statue doesn't look like anything like you or Mr. Wright. The goddess-bearing scales and the sword. It's a symbol of fairness and strength. But she and her symbols are scattered around along with the statues of you and Mr. Wright. This is a direct challenge of the rule of the law. Well, if they want to fight, they got one. Well, take it out, Nuss Tiger. Let's save the fighting for when we find a culprit. Oof, there's a whole lot of poking around in such a short time. Does that mean you're satisfied? Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to check out. See that metal fence back there? It's just that one segment, but it seems out of place. It looks like they were in the process of removing it after the stage was set up, but they were never able to finish the account of the murder. We should take a look if you think it could be important. The shack looks man-made. Yeah, you're right, and it looks like it starts from behind the backdrop. Maybe the big muddy pro wrestler was hiding back there? Well, that was totally random, but we'll never know until we take a look. Looks like something was being dragged through here, and this is where it started. Yeah, but whatever it is, it's long gone. Must have been pretty heavy, perhaps it was used to setting up the school festival. Well, I guess I was a pro wrestler. Still, it could be something important. Well, that's about it for the stage. Right, I think we better search the art room next. I think I'll hang out here for a while. But make sure to tell me once you found it, yeah? Find what? What else? The Governor's banner that disappeared from the stage. You'll never know. It just might be connected to the case at hand. Really? Or does he just want his banner back? Don't tell me. So in short, that's... Hey! That box! It just took off running. I have a pretty good idea who that is, and I suspect you do too. Come on, we can't afford to have any weird articles written about us. The maintenance area is over in that direction, after that box. Miriam, you're liable to get tossed in the garbage truck if you hang around here. I'm just an empty box, and just what you do with them, you throw them away. Hey, did you change boxes? I like the new look. Well, it doesn't matter anymore. I was a complete failure in court today. My work, my pride, my dreams, everything I worked so hard for, gone. Sorry, Miss Scuttlebutt, but doesn't believing you have a scoop when you really didn't make you a failure as a reporter? A failure as a reporter? Come to think of it, calling her a failure as a reporter might be a bit extreme. Gulp me, despite me, pack me away where I never see the light of day. I've been cast aside and wasted away into a big mile of mushy paper mache. I kind of feel responsible for this, but... It also says the proper information while she's vulnerable. I bet that's when you were just thinking. What kind of person do you think I am? You're reading me like a book. That was you on the stage earlier, wasn't it? Why'd you run off like that? Hello, Tara. take a look at this. Why are you showing me a burnt up old rag? Wait, it's really hard to see, but I think that's a Gavineer's logo there. Hello, Dai. So is this the battery that disappeared? It's all burnt up. Don't look at me, I just happened to find an incinerator. Incinerator? Did Blackwell actually make good of his threat to burn the box? I should probably just try to find out whatever someone tried to destroy this on purpose. Yeah, this banner's sounding less and less unrelated to our case, Apollo. Miriam? I owe you an apology. I shouldn't have said you were a failure as a reporter. Too late. I already decided journalism isn't for me. The last step is to erase all the photos in my PC. I'm really going to do it. Here goes. 5%. 10%. 4 years of my life down the drain. Shouldn't we stop her, Athena? Yeah, you should keep publishing your paper. I didn't mean what I said, okay? You didn't mean it? Oh, no, my photo! Stop! Cancel! Abort! Did you stop it in time? Deletion process. 99% complete. There are only 2 pictures left. What are you gonna do now, Athena? You owe it to her to make this right. I know. Don't worry, Miriam. Your photos may be gone. The memory of your photographic genius will live on forever in all of your hearts. Oh, Athena, that was cringeworthy. Okay, that was unexpected. I forgot about this line. Hey, Miriam, check this out. You took some amazing photos of the 3 of them. I'm sure they're really appreciated. Obviously, I'm the ace member of the newspaper club, the only member, in fact. I know this won't make it up for the photos you lost, but here's your newspapers back. Themis Herald Extra returned to Miriam. There's no rest for the wicked. I plan on pursuing this 3 as long as I live. Miriam, why are you so obsessed with Juniper, Hugh, and Robin? Obsessed? I'm not obsessed with them. It's just, they were so close ever since their freshman year. So, well... Athena, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah! I think it's the only explanation. Wait a second, you're not thinking what I think you're thinking. Objection! That's exactly what he's thinking, Miriam. You want in on their little trio. How could you possibly know that? Hello again. That's one abused laptop. My laptop won't turn on. Never thought my life would end so soon. A mere 17 years. Now I really feel bad. Oh, I know. Miriam, we have a laptop at the office. We'll be happy to lend it to you. Huh? You have a laptop I can use? Sure, but on one condition. I want you to ask Junie, Hugh, and Robin if you hang out with them. What? Why could I ever do that? Alright, but that's the deal. You want to borrow her laptop. You scare me sometimes, Athena. You're like a good cop, bad cop all rolled into one. Fine, I'll do it. If that's all you want. Yay! I'll be by later to bring you the laptop. Wait! Not like I owe you anything, but here. Thanks. Oh, it's a set of pictures. Looks like they're setting up the stage. Yeah, and I took them when they were putting the stage backdrop into place. Wow, you sure have an eye on photography, from what I can make out anyways. These are the last two pictures that didn't get deleted. They're all yours. Well, see you around, scary lawyer lady. That was really impressive, Athena. What's next? Well, I'd like to talk to Hugh or Robin if that's possible. Okay, let's walk around and see if we can find them. Those damn birds again. Hey, that's Hugh over there. Hugh, we wanted to work with you if you don't mind. If it was Mr. Wright, then sure, but you two? Meh. I knew it. There's a hint of discord in Hugh's voice. You're not getting off that easy. After all, you're a possible suspect, plus you actually confessed in court. Whatever. So, what do you want from me? Well, make it brief. I don't have a lot of time. And I assure you, you don't either. About your confession today, you weren't serious about that, weren't you? Let's just say I had no choice thanks to a certain lawyer who failed to get the job done. So you're really prepared to take the blame for this? Not gonna happen. The voice of the tape is female, so that rules me out. Let's put it this way. You don't actually believe that ridiculous play on words, do you? Well, my confession is just like that. It means to an end, as we say around here. The end justifies the means. Ugh, I actually do believe his voice is shouting, Hugh O'Connor! Jennifer's confession is obviously adventurous for the real killer. But if Robin and I were actually the killer, we wouldn't be confessed. It's that simple. Even you should be capable of such reasoning, or have I overestimated you? You make a great lawyer someday. I mean, you seem to enjoy getting under people's skin. Could Hugh and Robin's confession really prove their innocence instead of their guilt? This is going to take some serious thinking on my part. It sure looked like Prosecutor Blackwell was assisting your art to testify earlier today. Is there some sort of secret he's using against you? I have no intention of saying anything more. Now, if you'll excuse me. Hold! I am not through with you yet. It seems our rogue prosecutor has it out for me. Leave and we'll just might discuss you know what. No, wait! A little statement and Mr. Cool loses it? What's that all about? I changed my mind. I'll stay and testify. You really are a rank amateur. Even if that were true, you think I open up to you? He's not denying it. That secret might be causing a discord in his voice. Then again, we have the same problem with Ginny and Robin. You're just wasting your time and mine. Next question. About that meeting with Press recorded on the 23rd, why did she want to see you? I have no intention of telling you. You have to force it out of me any way you can. Pressure me strikes again. Then again, Hugh is a lawyer. Hugh is in a lawyer course. But didn't Professor Court used to say that the only good result is the truth? Then why didn't you drop this whole charade and just tell me the truth? The truth? How can you be so sure it will help you solve this case? The truth isn't necessarily your friend, nor Juniper's, for that matter. No, you're wrong! I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to defend Judy the right way, using the truth. The only way to honor Judy's wishes of Professor Court's memory. I see. Very well, Miss Sykes. I'll testify tomorrow about that truth you're so interested in. You. But... Don't look to me if something happens to Juniper because of it. Understand? What's that supposed to mean? What a terrible thing to say. I thought you guys were friends. Yes, we were. Until just recently, actually. Where? I actually told Juniper I might as well tell you. I don't really care about her anymore. What? Why? Just I have my secret. She has her side you never seen. Juniper's not all sunshine and rainbows like you think she is. What are you saying? This conversation is over. I said I don't have a lot of time, and I meant it. Hugh, Wright. He's gone. He doesn't care about her anymore? Why would he say that? That didn't go so well. I guess we'll just have to pin our hopes in his testimony tomorrow. Athena, what do you say we head over to the art room? Might be a nice change of pace. Hopefully the police have completed their investigation. Alright, we don't really have much time left anyways.
What if this is my little lawyer friends again?
What did you get for learning the school banner for us earlier?
Don't mention it. Helping those in need is what the brand of justice is all about.
Right, so this art room is where the murder actually occurred?
That's right. You can't see it with your naked eye, but there's blood on the floor. That area is roped up in the middle of the room marks the spot. A police investigation is done. If you want to look around, knock yourselves out.
Find anything new, Detective Fulbright?
Good question. Unfortunately, the answer is nothing much yet.
Sure is confident for having found nothing.
If we're talking about outside of the art room, there has been a major breakthrough.
Oh dear, unless I find out what it is, I don't know what I shall do.
No need for the theoretics. I was told I could fill you in on this one.
Wow, you saw it right through me, Detective. I'm impressed. Looking to get arrested for murder via unwanted flattery, are we? So, what's the major breakthrough you mentioned?
You want to know? You really want to know? You really?
Come on, just tell us already.
Oh, you're no fun. Anyhow, we got this result of the voice print analysis back.
Voice print? You mean for this tape recorder?
Exactly. The voice belongs to the suspect, Miss West, beyond the shadow of a doubt. See, right here, they analyzed the voice, the tape inside and out. And you thought the voice of the tape was, say, Hugh Carter? Thanks for the good laugh, Miss Spikes.
The last person I want laughing at me. So now there's evidence of Juniper shouting, "You're a goner," around the time of death. If we were to take this to truth, how are we supposed to make sense of it? I don't know. I can't think of any reason why Junie would shout that in the first place. Look, a piece of pottery. Looks like it's already been fired. I bet Robin made it. And I bet it won't last long, well, not with the way she deals with her own work anyways. Yeah, it seems like such a waste. I mean, this one's already has some color on it. It looks just like bloodstains the way the glaze has dribbled onto it. Just like bloodstains.
In justice we trust. That does look like bloodstains. We better examine it at once.
I get it. The victim was stabbed in the middle of the room where the big bloodstain is. And then brought over here, at which point some of the blood dripped onto these pieces. That means the body very well could have been dropped from this window. In the mock trial script, the body was dropped into the mat. Then the ball car was used to move it over to the stage.
The maintenance area is below this room, and the storage house there is the mat and ball court.
So, even the movement of the body was carried out just like in the script? Killer sure make a thing for Junie's script.
Well, what did you expect? That's why we suspected the defense in the first place.
Well, you're wrong, and I'm going to prove it in court. The mock trial script on the floor nearby, the envelope marked used. I wonder if Miriam's script was really inside the envelope. Let's see here. Miriam's Scuttlebutt. And the title is Broken War, Crimson Blood, and Dark Judgment. I wouldn't take part of that mock trial if she begged me. They say there are special rules allowing the payment of bribes when court is adjourned. Oh, you can bring it up to $3 worth of fabricated evidence. It also says, "Welcome to the darkest mock trial ever, where the end justifies the means." The prosecution claims this is the script that was supposed to have been used. Now, the scripts were selected by Professor Court, considering how much he valued the truth. I seem to actually pick a script entitled Crimson Blood and Dark Judgment. Well, you have that title memorized already? Hey, this area with the rope around it.
That's where they detected a large blood stain. In short, the victim was stabbed here and somewhere close by.
The fact that there's no visible blood means it was wiped up with something, right?
Right. We were able to detect traces. Of the blood. Merely wiping it up does not remove all the evidence of wrongdoing, and that,
In a nutshell, it's justice, right?
I appreciate it if you let me have the cool lines.
Hey, it's gone. Remember that strange statue in the school camera photo? You're right. Wonder where it is. Robin's a member of the Fine Arts Club. Maybe she could shed some light on this. There's a paint palette here. No surprise there, considering that this is the heart room. Looks like someone mixed yellow and red to make orange. You're pretty yellow. You, on the other hand, are way too red. What's that supposed to mean? I think this is saying that two of us have to work together to solve this case. Oh, what if this is Press the Court sending us the message of Beyond the Grave? What about the blob right next to it, the one with red and green? Maybe she's implying that you need more delicious greens in your diet? Oh, you see Professor Court is watching over the dietary habits from the pearly gates. Kinda looks like there's a prosecutor's badge on the top of the statue. But it's not if you look real close. Another strange, difficult to understand work of art. Look, it has a title. Guilty, guilty, guilty. Real creative. Art either is too abstract to understand or as subtle as a sledgehammer. This is a clock that created a major problem for Junie. Take a closer look.
Don't waste your time. I checked it, and it's 100% accurate.
You sure? How'd you check it?
Of course I'm sure. I compared it with my own watch, see?
Detective Fulbright? Didn't you notice that your watch has stopped?
It has? This is unacceptable.
We obviously can't rely on him. Let's take a look for ourselves. Let's see. Wait a second. It's ahead by 1 whole hour. Well, Detective?
But
This clock must have been an hour ahead when this photo was taken. It would fit perfectly with Judy's testimony. Prosecutor Blackwell won't like this. I almost feel sorry for the detective. Almost. You can at least pretend to feel sorry for wiping that big grin off your face.
wait just 1 minute. The clock is an hour ahead right now, sure. But what proof does it have when it was running ahead the day of the crime?
That's a good question. Wait, I think I just might have something. Detective Fulbright, you would agree that there's a moon outside the window, right?
Sure, a nice crescent one like something out of the picture book.
Well, if you look out the window back when the witch attached to it, you see that the only view to be had is the opposite side of the school building.
Oof, then what is this moon doing here?
I wonder. Prosecutor Kevin, you were scheduled to perform the school festival, weren't you? That's right. I hadn't seen the stage until yesterday. That backdrop with a starry sky and big crescent moon isn't half bad. Isn't this the same as the one painted on the stage backdrop? The proof right here, Detective. This shows it was 6 p.m. when the photo was taken. I know what this moon really is. If you look at this photo, you'll know too. This shows where the moon in the photo came from and the truth of Junie's testimony.
What? Where? Where does it show that?
If you look right here, it will become crystal clear.
Well, stop stalling. Tell me what I should be looking at.
Right here. See where I'm pointing?
Very funny. Now hurry up and show me what you're reason to talk about.
Ugh, guess that wasn't it. Think about it one step by step. What was the moon in the photo really made of? And we're still prepping the stage, so the backdrop wasn't in place yet. The photo shows them in the process of moving the backdrop into position. I can see that. That's a big board heading here, and the size matches too.
There's no picture. There's a cool detail.
It is, and I believe what we're seeing is this photo of the back of the board.
The back of the...
That's right. At around 6 p.m. when this photo was taken, the photo of that same board was being taken from the front.
What do you mean the front? The front is against the wall.
That's where you're wrong. Look at the window. Remember how we said the moon should have been existing in this photo? Take a good look.
Are you suggesting the moon is the one in the backdrop?
Exactly. In short, this photo was taken while the backdrop was being moved. As you can see here, it was around 6 p.m. when the backdrop was being set to place. So the art room was running fast, at least as far as back as the day of the murder.
How could I ever face Prosecutor Blackwell now?
Yes, I just been holding a piece of the prosecutor's evidence. I can see the other half of the building over there, and the quad and stage below. Yeah, this must be the window Detective Fulbright stuck his head out of earlier. Oh yeah, thanks for the help, Detective.
A true champion of justice always comes running to those in need.
Great, then how about telling us what Prosecutor Blackwell's strategy for tomorrow?
Alright, let me think.
Well?
Oh! Hey, I'm not falling for that.
So close, I could almost taste it. Hey look! That's you on the mobile, Apollo! A red demon! A red demon? Looks more of a snake curl up around the bush to me.
No. See the antenna and the yellow spots on his back? Anyone can see it's a ladybug.
I guess we'll have to agree to disagree.
Well, we can investigate this murder at a later date. Agreed?
Okay, let's do that. You okay with that, Athena? I really regret bringing this up. Isn't that a mock trial script? Actually, there's a whole bunch of them here. Let's see. Looks like one from the judges' court submitted one.
The victim, Constance Court, was a fine arts club advisor, so she probably spent a lot of time here in addition to help to her other duties. This isn't where I keep a bunch of scripts, but I wager that's how they wound up here.
Oh, stretch that over with Professor Court. I know exactly how she feels. You must, because your desk always looks like a tornado hit it. You don't want to talk, Apollo. Me? What about Mr. Wright? Maybe we should rename the fur Wright stuff all over the place, Agency. Picture of a girl wearing a floor hat. Oh, it has an artist name right here. D. Court. Oh, Professor Court must have painted this. So this is what they consider art? I really don't get it. I swear I've seen this girl before. There's an air of fragility about her and those pity adolescent eyes. Who is this again? Her name is on the tip of my tongue. Three busts sitting on the shelf. A judge, a defendant, and either a lawyer or prosecutor. The bearded one must be the judge, and the bummed out looking one is defendant. Look, there's another one that's falling on the floor. I wonder which one fell, the lawyer or the prosecutor. Think about a thing. This could tell us how tomorrow's trial will go. I'll just wait for tomorrow's horoscopes, thanks. Picture of a girl wearing a floor hat. Oh, it has the artist's name right here. R. Newman. Wow, Robert must have painted this. Is this Juniper? Her clothes are different, but... Oh look, there's a piece of paper stuck in the back. Let's see what it says. I believe we last Professor Court's artistry. Must keep practicing, Robin. Huh, I think this is plenty good myself. I wonder what it could have looked like if Professor Court had painted Juniper. Bet it would look really artistic looking. Oh, Martin and Wrench. So this is how they reel the banners in and out. What a nice view of the stage from here. Prosecutor Gavin is still standing in front of the broken statue. No, it really wasn't you, Apollo? Don't worry, you can tell me. I won't tell anyone. I'll never clear my name unless we catch the real culprit. Well, I think we examined pretty much everything we can. By the way, did Prosecutor Blackwell happen to tell you anything about tomorrow's trial?
In justice we trust. There's no use trying to pry more information out of me. Having just learned that the clock has been 1 hour fast. Means we're back to square one considering the suspect's actions that day.
I wonder what the main argument will be about now.
How the body was moved would be my guess. The prosecutor Blackwell's got his own plans.
Oh, does he now? Take the Fulbright?
Try as you might, I won't say another word of the investigation.
No, I wasn't gonna ask about that. I was just wondering if you've seen Robin.
Oh, you mean this Robin Newman? She was just here a moment ago. She mumbled something about watching videos at the lecture hall.
Video? What video? Thanks, Detective. Athena, I think we should stop by the lecture hall. Right, let's go. There she is. Robin! Hey, Robin! Oh, Athena, Apollo! What are you watching there? Oh, it just so happened to be a video of the mock trial. I had to use a bit of correlation to get it, but the end justifies the means, right? There it is again. Professor Mean sure has a lot of influence around here. Care to look to the true connection between the murder and the mock trial with me? Sounds great, but do you mind if we ask you some questions first? Sure, I'll tell you anything you... W-A-N-T? About your confession today. Why'd you do it? Because Juniper hasn't done anything wrong. I had to stop the trial by any means possible. Right, the end justifies the means. So you're a follower of Professor Means too? Professor Means is a wonderful teacher, as was Professor Court. I like a B-O-T-H. She brushed that one off like a pro. But with the style of justice, you run the risk of breaking the law. Well, I'm prepared to quit school because of this case. What? Why? I want to be an artist. That's what I really want, man. But no, my parents forced me to study to become a prosecutor. So the trial went shut. You have to drop it and give up on being a prosecutor. That's what you're really after, isn't it? Talk about someone who literally changes at the bat of an eyelash. I guess she's been dealing with her own problems too. That totally makes sense. Yeah, I suppose so, but that doesn't make what she did right. Could you tell us about what you were doing at the night of the murder? Finishing a statue. I was on the stage until the last bell. That's right, you made the statues of Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Gavin, didn't you? Oh, yes I did. Both of them. It's just a formality, but can you prove you were making the statues at the time? Can I prove it? You think I'm the killer now? No, that's not what I meant. Both you and Robin were still at school after 7 p.m., but neither of them can prove exactly what they were doing. Could one of them really have murdered Professor Court? Have there any problems now that everyone knows you're a girl? No worries there. I discussed the matter with Professor Court some time ago. I told her I wanted to let anyone know that I was really a girl. And just today I found that she spoke with the school administration on my behalf. Wow, they must have really liked you. You know, right? But now I can finally be myself here at school. I don't have to hide the fact that I love girly clothes. That's why, Athena, I simply must have this and it's possible. What? But this is evidence we need for the trial. Sorry, but no can do. Oh, don't be a party pooper, Athena. Come on, please. Pretty, please. Taking a classic and justifies the mean style. Oh, darn it. Anyway, thank you again, Athena. Thank you for really who I really am. I want anyone to know before the snitch come out now. Snitch? Sounds like a new lead. There's a rumor going around that one of the students here is a snitch. I hear they're watching everything we do, our activities, our relationships, our interests. They're reporting it all to one of the professors. But why wouldn't anyone do that? Officially, I heard it was a secret misconduct among the student body. The rumor has it grades that were brought and sold through the surveillance network. That's bribery! The situation at Demons Legal Academy is worse than I thought. Although this is important stuff, I want to ask about the thing in the art room. I'll have to present some evidence to show her what I'm talking about, though. Robin, I just remembered something I wanted to ask you. This photo shows a piece of art at the table. Do you know what it is? Ooh, ooh. Whoa! Look at that unique art set! That has to be one of Professor Quartz's creations, man! Professor Quartz's artistic sense? Professor Quartz's artistic sense? That's a tough one. I say it's avant-garde or very eccentric. In other words, it's weird and all over the place. Come to think of it, a strange looking painting in the art room. It was one of Professor Quartz's works, wasn't it? The statue in the photo was originally a statue of Lady Justice. Lady Justice? Professor Quartz had planned on placing it on the judge's bench in the lecture hall. But the day before the mock trial, it broke while she was polishing it. She decided to take it back in the art room and try to fix it somehow. So this is the statue of its proper state? You bet. And look at that wild silhouette. Wow, it's so cute. C-U-T-E. I don't get it. Do you have to be an artist to appreciate stuff like this? Athena, the Lady Justice that you put back together on the stage. Alright, I didn't realize it before because it was in pieces, but before it was smashed. Maybe it didn't look like Lady Justice, but more like it does in the photo. What in the world was it doing on the stage? Well, I think that's about covers it. Okay, then how about watching the mock trial video with me? What do you say? Sure, that sounds good to me. So how do you want to watch it? All classroom desks in the school have their own built-in computer, you know. Wow, this place is a lot crucial than I thought. I know you guys are in a hurry, so I'll just fast forward to the important parts. I'll start with the professor's pre-trial speech.
Good afternoon. I would like to start by thanking you for coming for here today.
Well, that sounds like Professor means.
The mock trial, the Crown Jewel event, and the school festival will begin shortly.
Is the camera like this the whole time? Yeah, it's in a fixed position in front of the stage.
When I was a student, I too can hardly wait for this day to come.
How come teacher speeches always make me so sleepy? Let's just get to the end of the speech.
Now, let the mock trial begin.
Hey, what's the deal here? Why is Judy so large in the shot? Looks at me like she cut right in front of the camera. Judy was also in charge of the audio. Even though she's already playing the part of the mock trial itself? She had to do it to keep the script details secret. She was all over the place that day. She wasn't in the trial, she was in the audio control room dealing with the music. Oh, so this is what the lecture hall looks like. Looks like the judge's bench back at the screen and witness stand in front. What about those balconies with the professor's name on them? These are the facility seats. Professor Meese and Professor Core were in charge of scoring the mock trial. Okay, let's fast forward this a bit.
And that's why the defendant is definitely guilty!
Ah, that was me, can't you tell?
Objection! The frail course used her bare hands to stab the prosecutor with an arrow? I don't think so.
You read that line in the mock trial, Apollo, and you make it sound kind of weird. Cut me some slack. It was my first time reading that script. I think Jennifer's gonna speak next. I didn't do it! I didn't suffer a breakdown or pretty much lost it. It's true, I shot a "you're a goner," but I didn't mean it. Wow, what an emotional performance. She'll put a real actress to shame. Wait, could you go back and play that scene again? You really think that's necessary? I didn't do it. I had suffered a breakdown and pretty much lost it. It's true, I shot a "you're a goner," but I didn't mean it. Stop! Did you hear that? I think you're onto something. Play that part again? I don't follow. What are you guys so excited about? I think this piece of evidence should explain it. I'm gonna show Robin a piece of evidence that links the line that we heard of the case. I'm sure you remember this. It contains a female voice shouting a violent threat. I'll play it for you. You're a goner. The voices of performers do sound similar, but I can't believe this is happening. It's just a possibility, but if the voice of the saber is really a recording, one made by the mock trial better, then that means this evidence was fabricated. They didn't get to do a voice print analysis in time for court today. That's why the gender of the voice became so important. And this is the real killer had foreseen that gender would become key in today's trial. He's gonna try to deflect attention away from himself and making the suspect female. Basically, the only one with something to gain for doing this is our sole male suspect. Wait a second. No way! Professor May's credo is just the end justifies the means. Well, it makes perfect sense that the student who took those words to heart would fabricate evidence. We need to get that tape analysis analyzed as soon as possible. Allow me to assist you with that. Prosecutor Gavin, at least make some kind of noise so we know you're here. It's go big or go home with Rockstar Editors for a long. Timing is everything. Let me make a copy of that tape right now, and I'll get you the results as soon as I can. I'll trust that will be alright. Very much so. Thanks. Well, Athena, it's almost sundown. Isn't it about time we head over to the detention center? I think Jenny will agree that this is something that could prove her innocence. But will her heart really be open to accepting it? She had known this was fine. That about covers the main gist of our investigation.
I see. Very interesting. You've been quite a busy beaver today.
Thank you for all your hard work, Athena. Well, my time's almost up, and it will be getting dark soon, so... Junie! You must be tired from being on your feet all day. You should go home, man. No, wait, you have to listen to me. I don't want to hear anymore. I know what you're going to say, Athena. Junie, you promised. We're going to discover the truth behind the murder mystery. We're going to bring you solid evidence showing what this truth is. If we succeed in doing that, I want you to promise that you'll accept it, Junie, no matter how hard it is to hear. Okay, but only if it's the real truth. So please just listen to what I have to say. Once you heard me out, I'll let you decide what to do. The voice of this recording has been proven to be yours, Junie. In the mock trial video, we can hear you reading your line from the script. We're having both of them analyzed now, but what we can tell, the voices are the same. The only one who can benefit from faking a voice recording will be Hugh. But that doesn't make any sense. I mean, Hugh confessed in order to protect me. This may sound strange, but his confession was a ploy to make himself look less suspicious. In other words, he was just pretending to protect you. Besides, his confession came after you and Robin have already confessed. And he hadn't confessed right then as well. Wouldn't that have seemed a little suspicious? Say what you will, Athena, but none of this will hurt a fly, let alone kill anyone. Hugh is a gifted student, gets outstanding grades, and never causes trouble. Uh-oh. Wait, Athena. My bracelets reacted just now. It did? But why? Junie, can you look at me in the eye and repeat what you just said? None of us will hurt a fly, let alone kill someone. He was a gifted student. He gets outstanding grades and never causes trouble. No, I'm sure of it. She's lying.
Gotcha!
Juniper, you started coughing when you're under stress. You can't hide it from me no matter how hard you try. When you said, "and never causes trouble," a cough escaped and made your scarf flutter. As to why you were stressed, it's because you were lying. Junie, you're trying to hide Hugh's connection to this case, aren't you? And I believe this also ties your secret about yourself. Secret? About me? I don't understand. I already told Juniper, so I might as well tell you. I don't really care about her anymore. What? Why? Juniper's not all sunshine and rainbows like you think she is. You ended her friendship after you found out about Junie's secret, which means you must have felt betrayed by Junie, making her... You are Professor Court's snitch, are you? There's a rumor going around that one of the students here is a snitch. I heard they're watching everything we do, our activities, our relationships, our interests. They're reporting it all to one of the professors. And while fulfilling that role, you learned something about Hugh you'd rather forget. I don't know what you're talking about. Junie, please, stop hiding things from me. I hate having to force things out of you like this. Looks like we're going to have to do this the hard way. Time to review the evidence and see I can't prove with my hypothesis. It must have something to prove Junie's the snitch and Hugh's connection to the case.
Take that!
Right here in Professor Court's planner, it says routine report. I believe this is meant to mean that when the snitch will report into Professor Court. I also believe Professor Court planned to meet Hugh in private based on the snitch's info. And from their meeting, Hugh must have put 2 and 2 together and figured out your secret. So you see, it all makes sense if you're the snitch, Junie. Oh. Forgive me, Thena. I've been lying to you this whole time. The truth is, I suspected Hugh from the start. You did? Now this is surprising. I'm so sorry. I've talked about friendship so much, but I've been a terrible friend. Juniper, I don't have that special kind of hearing that Athena does. But I don't need to sense your pain you're feeling inside. And intensity is directly proportional to how you feel about your friend. Am I right? Apollo! Please, Junie, tell me why you suspected Hugh. I have a feeling that will be the key to getting to the bottom of this whole case. What exactly is your role as class snitch? Professor Court had told me how Academy alumni has strayed from the path of justice. Dark age of the law, huh? She didn't want any more of her students going astray like that. A few others of the Academy share her view. I thought her ideas were beautiful, though sad and unrealistic. She asked you to be her eyes and ears, didn't she? I used to report her once a month about any wrongdoings I'd seen or heard about. And that report section in her planner, the one from October 22nd, was a part of that? Yes. I thought I reported Hugh to Professor Court. She snitched on her own friend? I had accidentally overheard Hugh talking. What did you hear? He was talking to someone on the phone. I think it was one of his parents. What were they talking about? Something about having paid money for good test scores. I only overheard him talking, so I never did find out who the money was going to. What? That's bribery! He was buying his way to school, and if that's the case, then the evidence that we've seen out of place might actually be about a secret.
Take that!
We found this while we were investigating the stage. It has Hugh's name on it. I didn't know what the number meant by the time, but now I'm hearing about bribes. It must mean that the bribe of 120 grand was to be paid in October. What's more, take a look at this mark. The same mark as the pages of Professor Quart's planner. You're right. Wait, but why would Professor Quart have that kind of information in her planner? You don't really think the person who was taking the bribe money was... It's just a possibility at this point, but it may indeed have been Professor Quart. But...
That is impossible. She'd be the last person she ever expect of accepting bribes.
Like I said, it's just a possibility, but a rather good one. Maybe the private talk had to do with the possibility of the robbery being exposed. And what started out as a little argument soon got out of hand. It's not your fault, Junie. Anyone could have suspected Hugh if they knew what you knew. No! I don't believe that alone would drive him to murder. Another reason why I suspected Hugh. Got to be kidding me. There's another reason? I saw Hugh around 7 p.m. the day before the mock trial. Oh, she's finally ready to talk about that. When I saw him, his... Oh, Dana. Junie, are you alright? Try to relax and tell me what happened.
I never wanted to see what I did. But I'll have to live with it, won't I? In that hallway, Hugh's hands... His hands were dripping with blood.
Wow, that was intense. His hands were dripping with blood. What? But why? What am I going to do? Deep down, I know Hugh can't be the killer. But my mind keeps telling me he is. No matter how hard I try to convince myself he isn't. Oh, what am I going to do? Hugh, he's... I can't take this anymore. Tina. So she hid the fact that she has seen Hugh and said she went home at 6 because she wanted to avoid talking about what she saw. Junie, it must have been terrible holding all of that in. It's going to be okay. I'll get to the bottom of this. And that's my promise from one good friend to another. I'll be defending Juniper tomorrow. If that's okay with you, Professor Means.
My main concern is whether you can defend that prosecutor. But I won't try to stop you. I will be watching from the gallery. And shall look forward to see what sort of results your method can produce. Good luck tomorrow, now if you'll excuse me.
Tina, I'm sorry. I really mean it. I wish I had trusted you from the start. You have to uncover the truth tomorrow. I know you can do it. Don't worry. We already know that the prosecutor's key piece of evidence is a fake. And thanks to you, we figured out the motive too. Let's give this our best shot, Athena, and let tomorrow be the day Juniper walks free. It wouldn't happen any other way. You should be ready now. What could possibly go wrong this time? Still, there's this strange, uneasy feeling I can't shake. I better be imagining it. Alright, let's actually finish this case. Were you able to sleep last night? Huh? Oh, sleep. Sure I slept. For a grand total of 0 hours. Good time working, you two. It looks like you're ready to put on a real show. But before I do, I have a good luck gift for you. The voice analysis came back and the results couldn't be more clear. The voice of the mock trial video and the tape recording are one and the same. In other words, the recording's a fabrication. The lab is continuing their study of the tape. So far, they found signs of overdubbing. It's going to take a bit longer to recover the audio that was erased. Who's there? Wait! Do you see who it was? No. I got a quick look, but they got away. I think it might have been Hugh. I bet he was eavesdropping. I wonder if he saw our hand. Oh, I'm sure he wasn't the only one just now. I bet Robin and Boxgirl were listening in too. I will make sure they don't make a run for it. That is my final gift to you. Okay. That's all left now is to reach out the truth. Time for the mini cores of steel workout. I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine. Your turn. I'm Athena Sex and I'm fine. All right.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods.
The Psych Brigade is totally psyched. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecutor is ready as well. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Blackwell? Yes, well, moving right along. Yesterday's adjournment was unexpected yet necessary. But I'll be running a tight ship here today, so no funny business from anybody, understood? Their involvedness, Robert Newman and Hugh O'Connor have rescinded their confessions. But later, I shall grill the election to find whether I can charge them with perjury. Well, this serves complicated matters. Still, one must not be overlooking the facts. Now, how about the school camera photo that was submitted yesterday? A pity. That evidence is no longer relevant to this case. The art room clock runs fast. It cannot function as an accurate measure of time. As for the bungling detective who overlooked that, he is paying for this failure as I speak.
Poor Detective Fulbright. I hope he returns to work with all of his body parts intact.
But if that's the case, then what will we... The accused is the sole person who could have moved the body from art room to stage. And I mean to prove it here to this day.
It's just like Detective Fulbright said. What else does he have in his sleeve?
My understanding of this heinous crime is thus. The murder took place near the center of the art room, as evidenced by the blood stain. Blood was also found on some pottery next to the window over the maintenance area, which is to say the body was carried over to that very window. From there it was dropped down to the maintenance area below, and though it was not a scratch to the body aside from the fatal wound, that too was per the script. A high jump mat was employed to cushion the fall, and the ball cart was used to haul the body over to the stage.
That's not very clever. I think it's the same exact body moving scheme in the script. Anyone could have moved the body that way.
Objection!
Your posture is few for words before you think it's not very clear either.
Why, you...
Moreover, the prosecution has a witness, which is most unfortunate for you. Witness, it's time for you to come forth. Huh. Well then, will the witness please state his name and occupation? Hugh O'Connor. I'm a senior at the East Legal Academy, and I'm studying to be a lawyer. Yesterday, I told that lawyer there that I would testify to the truth. So I intend to cooperate fully in today's trial. Happy now, Miss Sykes?
See up to now.
The court appreciates your cooperation, Mr. O'Connor. Now your testimony, please.
The lecture hall was packed before the mock trial, but the rest of the campus was empty. That's when I saw Juniper dragging a large map behind the stage. I was watching her from the vantage point between the stage and the maintenance area. She was heading towards me, but I assumed she was on her way to the maintenance area. I didn't have time to stand around and see what she did after that. The real truth hurts so much, doesn't it, Miss Sykes? Or maybe you thought I was going to bring up something else entirely against your client. Never a snappy comeback when I needed one. He's coming straight at us today using any means possible. To protect the students who have climbed up high when setting up the stage, the mat was brought up to the stage from the storage house. Our client is the student council president. What's wrong with her taking it upon herself to put a mat away after she used it?
Objection!
Oh, there is plenty wrong. There is but one mat in the entire school that could cushion a fall from such lofty weights. Ergo, the mat in question is indispensable for moving the body. Sucks being the last to know everything. I think I get it now. The drag marks we saw behind the stage were made by that mat.
If the only matter of the thickness was where the body was assumed to have dropped, it will be hard to deny a possible link to this case.
We're off to a bad start again. You sure you're okay, Athena? It's game on, Hugh. Game on. I'm going to turn your ignorant perfect score grin into a teary-eyed frown of failure. So the back of the stage went between the stage and the maintenance area? Well, let's take a look at this photo taken by Miss Scuttlebutt, shall we? Photo shows the students setting up the stage the day before the mock trial. Do you see a big construction screen to the right of the stage in the background here?
Why, yes. In fact, there was a bunch of those next to my house until a few days ago, too. It was so noisy behind there, I couldn't take a peek. Hello, piqued my interest.
Exactly, Your Honor. You can't see past such screens. That is their purpose. Now let's see. How exactly is that screen positioned again? Aha! Since it was to be the right of the stage, it should be right here. From the vantage point. The witness claims to have seen our climb behind the stage backdrop.
Oh my! The screen would have been completely in the way.
That's right. Therefore, the witness couldn't have possibly seen our climb from this point.
Ouch! Order! Order! Mr. O'Connor, have you been lying to this court?
The screen! Right. It must have slipped my mind. What? Are you telling me you, Mr. G, just forgot something as literally big as that? There's two kinds of memory lapses. The normal kind you mouth breathers have, and the genius level lapses of memory that people like me have. Why don't you just admit that it was a normal everyday brain fart already?
Will the witness now please restrain on what he remembers minus the lapse of memory?
That's easy. I was on the other side of the screen. In other words, I witnessed Juniper from the stage side of the screen.
Objection!
You are testifying that our client was behind the stage? But can you try to write in the score that the back of the stage is not visible from the front? To actually see our client behind the stage on the stage side of the screen, the witness himself would have been in the same area behind the stage. And in that case, our client could have definitely seen Mr. O'Connor.
Ouch!
Nice one, Athena. Keep it up.
Objection!
Alright, golden boy. Is this not your chance?
Telling the truth will be like the weight lifted from your chest. The truth? Truth.
The fact that golden boy here is whether he is intentionally stated.
That is to say, he was between the maintenance area and the stage.
Objection!
But then the screen would have blocked his view of...
Objection!
On the ground, yes, his view would have been blocked indeed. But considering how smoke already wants to rise up high.
Athena, look at the photo again. Do you think... something on the other side of the screen? Something high enough to see the stage? No way, this crane right here? I don't remember seeing a crane on the day of the mock trial.
Me neither, but it's probably safe to assume it was moved before you found the body. That's far enough, Prosecutor Blackwell. Remember, you promised. I recall making no such promise. It was you who came blubbering to me about keeping quiet for a stage for information. Ugh.
What's all this about a promise? Is this about whatever Bosco is using against him? And what's it got to do with going to into the crane?
Golden Boy did not go up to the crane for fun. He was working part-time as a crane operator within school grounds. What? Do you mean to tell me the high school student was operating a crane?
The witness...
I object to the prosecutor's last statement. There's no proof I ever operated that crane.
Actually, there just might be something that proves you did.
What?
If that whole part-time job thing is true, I doubt it will be limited to a single day. You were probably working at the same site the previous day too. Is this what you're thinking of, Athena? Yep, as the court can see, this photo captures the crane's operator. And if you look carefully, it bears definitive resemblance to Mr. O'Connor.
Are you serious? This is ridiculous. How very interesting. Let's just take whatever this is ridiculous as the witness maintains.
The defense agrees with the prosecution. Let's bring the facts to light.
That's very all well and good, but just how you were supposed to do that?
The person in this photo has really one distinctive feature. I'm not 100% sure, but it's at least worth a try. We can clearly identify this person in this photo as the witness by examining his neck. The figure in this photo is wearing a very unique object around his neck.
Well, yes, you can see it right there. But then, are you saying you mean to...
Mr. O'Connor's neck is almost entirely concealed by his tail collar. That's exactly why I believe this warrant for an examination.
No, not a chance. That would be a blatant violation of my privacy. You are a disgrace of a man. Now start unbuttoning your collar before I hack it off.
Yeah, what's the big deal now? Let's see your neck.
Guess I have no choice. Omar.
So where did you buy that neckband, if I may ask?
I didn't buy it. It's handmade and there's only one like it in the world.
Well, it sure looks like a neckband in the photo. Should we have a photo analyze?
You are one irritating lady. Fine, I admit it. I work at part-time construction now. It has nothing to do with our school. Operating heavy objects no big deal for a guy who can parallel park one-handed. And I never expected one of my jobs would take me to my own school. But when you factor all the required tests and apprenticeship period, wouldn't you have to be at least 20 to have a license operating a crane? Oh, about that. You see, I'm a genius, so, you know.
Objection!
Let us dispense of this insane charade, golden boy. No! Prosecutor Michael, please don't! High school seniors are 19 at most. Thus, they fail to complete the requirements. But that does not apply to you, does it, Mr. O'Connor?
Why doesn't it apply? He's a senior, so he is around that age, right?
No, please! Actually, Golden Boy here is 25. He took a 7-year break from school.
Wait, coming in? Take a corner of the official school enrollment documentation. It's all right here.
Ouch! 25? You mean he's older than me? A 25-year-old high school student? A 7-year break. 7 years. It's just one thing to say. There are two kinds of 7-year breaks. The ordinary kind you mouth breathers take, and the genius kind people like me take.
Objection!
But a genius will quickly become a chore for a 7-year break.
I think you have that backwards, Athena. Even geniuses make mistakes. I just happened to make mine only 7 years in a row.
Only Hugh would get away with using only like that.
Enough of this jibber jabber. Suffice to say, this witness is up at the crane when he saw the accused dragging the mat. The accused reading all she needed to move the body immediately prior to doing so. That much is clear. I see no need to deliberate the matter further. Considering that the body was moved at the same manner as the script, I find Prosecutor Blackwell's claim to be quite persistent. Does the defense court dispute me?
As long as the mat was used to move the body, Judy's going to be under suspicion.
Lena,
I just thought of something. What was Hugh doing in the crane right before the Buck trial? He couldn't have been on the job at the time. I mean, he was waiting for a trial to start. Yeah, why was he in the crane? Wait, you don't think... Your Honor.
Yes, Miss Sykes?
I got it. I had an amazing idea that would turn the prosecutor's claim on its head. Little conjecture had never stopped us before.
Interesting.
Mr. O'Connor, you were using the crane to... The body was just like it was in the script, so it must have been moved like in the script too. At least that's what the prosecution believes. How simplistic, even foolish.
Those are pretty strong words, Athena. You sure about this?
The witness is a licensed crane operator, so he could have used to move the body.
Objection!
Well, Golden Boy, care to chime in? I intend to say no more on the matter. That this does not bode you well for you.
Wait, he's on my side this time? Or is this another trap?
Watch this. I could use this bow and arrow one-handed.
Wow, that's a crazy level of dexterity.
I can even drive a crane with one hand. That's easy. But operating a crane itself is so complex, it requires both hands. Now, I would have the court look at this.
Oh, please tell me that's a ketchup stain.
You wish. My hand was injured and requires surgery. That's the reason I kept my hand in my pocket all this time. I have already verified this with the hospital treatment. Quite a nasty wound, they say.
So how did you hurt it?
I see no need to discuss that. It has no relevance to this case. 2 hands were required to operate complex machinery such as the crane. Ergo, on the day of the mock trial, the witness was incapable of moving the body by crane.
No, I'm a fool?
I planned on moving the crane a night before the trial, but then I got injured. Wanting to keep my part-time job a secret, I had to do it just before the mock trial instead.
Here I thought it was a big break I'm waiting for.
Now that the defense sufficiently is laid bare, I would have the court recall my claim. The body was dropped by the 3rd floor window by the mat near the maintenance area. Then the ball cart was used to move it on the stage. See, I've been paying attention.
Well done, your baldness. Now consider this. The accused was sighted dragging the mat. Ergo, it was she who moved the body. Well, I think you were on the right track, Athena. You do? Yeah, Juniper Marines a prime suspect if you assume the body was moved per her script. So as a defense, you had to figure out how else the body could have been moved. But, are you telling me to think another way besides the crane?
Miss Sykes, if you have a counter-argument, this court will love to hear it. And if
you do not, it's time for the verdict. Is that correct, your baldness?
Objection!
No, not yet. All I had to do is show that the body wasn't moved like it was in the script, right?
Well, you would show us the man had nothing to do with this case.
There is a sort of great renounce that cuts out sophisticated lawyers. Its name, its evidence. You don't scare me. Force a smile, Athena. You can do it. What's wrong with your face, Athena? It's a weird mix of terror and creepy grin. Just focus on how the body could have been moved without it being dropped. How could anyone lower it without just dropping it? It's not like it could fly. Or maybe it could. After all, there is a way to zip between the art room and the stage. Someone could have easily used that thing.
Oh yes, of course. Miss Sykes, the court will like to see what you have for us.
All I have to do is show the tiniest shred of possibility. The matter and Paul weren't used to move the body. This is what had been used.
Take that!
The key here is the thing that ties the art room and the stage together. Might I propose an idea? It might do you well to tie your lips together, at least you further expose your ignorance. This isn't exactly a time for black comedy, Prosecutor Blackwell. Anyway, the court will recall the wire on which the school banner was hung. That wire was strung between the art room and the stage, which allows students to run and reel in the school banner from the art room. The body could have easily been lowered down the stage via this wire.
Objection!
Spare me your armchair theories. This wasn't some kind of high wire act. The body surely would have fallen. Yet there are no signs of blood force trauma.
Objection!
Oh, you surprised me, Prosecutor Blackwell. You didn't actually think I failed to account for that? I'm sure that's exactly what he thought. When we investigated the stage yesterday, the bottom part of the school banner had been tied like a pouch-like shape. And pouches are useful for carrying things. What do you think this one could have carried?
Well, go on. Please explain.
The body was bundled into a pouch-like section in the banner and sent down the wire. The body would have been down on the stage in a flash, and there's no need for a mat.
I heard the phrase carrying the banner, but the banner doing the carrying?
Objection!
I have no patience for you and your cheap parlor tricks. Her claim is as shaky as a corpse performing that absurd high wire act. If you have an actual objection, then come out and say it. I trust you recall the bloodstains left on the art room pottery. If the wire had been used to move the body, it would have been via the window above the quad, along with the winch. However, the bloodstained pottery was next to the window above the maintenance area. Ergo, the wire and the banner had not at all to do with this case. Oh, the bloodstained pottery. I remember that. This doesn't look good. We'll be back to the mat theory if you don't do something.
Well, Miss Sykes, I hope you have something better this time than the circus act.
If the wire theory is true, then that blood on the pottery must not have been... It's not the victim's blood. Did the police check to see from whom the blood of the pottery came from?
Shame on you, Sykes, Dono. Have a little more respect for the constantly. Fulbright.
Looks like they didn't check it. Don't let it get you down, Prosecutor Blackwell. Everyone makes mistakes.
Spare me your cheek. We will now not either way till the tests are run.
Sure, but in the meantime, I'm going to press my claim as far as I can.
Your baldness, I demand that the blood on the pottery be analyzed at this instant. Of course, it shouldn't take long to get the results back. Oh my, that was quick.
We're history if it turns out to be the victim's blood. Please, please let it be someone else's.
It seems the blood was not from the victim. What? Furthermore, a comparison from other parties involved in the case reveals that the blood belongs to one Hugh O'Connor.
Score! Don't worry, Junie. Just try to relax. Hugh's hands. His hands were dripping with blood. Your Honor, as we saw earlier, the witness' left hand was suffered a serious injury. He sustained a wound in the struggle with the victim, and the blood got on the pottery. And Junie saw the bloodstained hands as they passed each other in the first floor hall. It's the only explanation that covers everything.
Objection!
There is but one way now to turn aside her blade, but do not cast the blame on me. Your grudge is with Sykes Dunno, for she forced me to expose your secret. Fine, whatever.
Wow, how much dirt does he have on Hugh?
The court will observe this odd-looking envelope. It is inside that the Miriam Scuttle. It was inside this that Miriam Scuttlebutt's script was found.
Miss Scuttlebutts? But didn't the prosecution already claim that this envelope was the one that contained her script?
Circumstances have changed. You see, Golden Boy has hidden this from us all. Let's see here. My word, talk about world's most painful paper cut. Indeed, you can clearly see that this envelope is not opened correctly. A powerful spring-like blade was sheared forward, leaving a horrible gash upon the hand. The only ones who could have told the correct way to open it was Constance Court.
You really want to see my script that bad? Well, you better watch out. Read it without my permission and you'll wish you hadn't. Yikes! Miriam wasn't kidding when she said that.
The blood on the blade is the witness. Our genius here tried to sneak a peek at the wrong script and pay for his foolishness.
Ouch! This guy's the worst genius I ever seen.
Don't worry, Tina. The wound isn't that deep. We still got a wire theory.
Yeah, I got it. Since the blood of the window overlooking the maintenance area isn't the victim's, there's no longer any basis of denying the body was moved by using the wire manner. Therefore, the defense once again asserts just that.
You call yourself a lawyer? Don't you see that glaring contradiction?
Are we thinking?
Huh? The court would like to remind the witness that his role as is to not point out.
And you. How can you adhere such outdated briefs?
Well, whatever.
It seems you've forgotten the two statues that were placed directly below the wire.
The body since laying down that wire would have crashed into them. Care to explain that away? Well, I believe he's right. Statues and the wire were extremely close together.
If the body were colliding with the statues... What if they did collide? Wait, that's it. Speaking of the statues, we still don't know how they were broken. But it's sure the body crashed into them. That would also explain the loud sound we heard while we were in the waiting room.
Oh, now that you mention it. You and Mr. Wright went out to the stage after you heard that sound, correct?
Objection!
Interesting. Oh, very interesting. But may I ask just one question? When was it that you heard such sound?
It was a little after the mock trial had started. Mr. Wright and I were practically bored in tears there in the waiting room when... Ah!
Precisely. If that sound you heard did happen while the body was being moved, that would place it during the mock trial. Oof! Which means the body would have been there before the mock trial started. You see, right before the mock trial started, I saw the body.
You say you saw the body before the mock trial? If so, then my claim that the body was moved during the mock trial doesn't hold water. Stupid contradiction. It's going to get me and our case killed.
The focus was on these three suspects because of the body was moved before the mock trial. That has been the major premise thus far. Your assertion before contradicts the very foundation of this case.
Objection!
Both sides still lack inconceivable evidence. So should we not treat Golden Boy's testimony with some level of suspicion? Good point. Ugh.
Prosecutor Blackwell is on our side. I already figured out the truth behind the case.
Well, great, as long as he's not up to something else.
If the statue's rhythm were broken when the body hit them, the Q's statement about seeing the body before the mock trial is a big fat lie. Okay, Mr. O'Connor, let's get to the bottom of this contradiction of when you saw the body. Look me straight in the eyes and repeat your statement to me.
Like I said before, before the mock trial, the body was,
I shall only say this once, Golden Boy. You had best tell the truth and do it now. That is, if your head wishes to enjoy the continuous companionship with your body.
Yikes!
Now, out with it. Do you truly witness the body? Or were you just lying about it? Well, which is it?
You what?
I
never saw the body. Are you sure about that? Lie to this court again, I'll charge you with perjury. There was no body on the stage. I've been lying about it this whole time. I'm sorry.
Yes, we expose huge big life for what it is. But why would he lie about it since the beginning?
Order. The basic premise that the body was moved before the mock trial has been overturned. I imagine this has an impact both the defense and prosecution's case.
Well, first I'd like to thank the prosecutor. This brings us one step closer to the truth. Now, lets me know the body was moved during the Y on the school banner.
Indeed. That much I shall concede. It's like you don't know. The body was moved as you stated and in the midst of the mock trial. So both sides were satisfied then? If the body was moved before the mock trial, we have our three suspects. But if the move took place in the midst of the mock trial, it is an entirely different story.
Right, all three suspects were at the mock trial. That gives them a solid alibis.
Objection!
How simplistic. Did you forget about the student in charge of the audio? Amidst the mock trial, she was the one soul who could leave and re-enter the lecture hall. Watch this? Who is this person in charge of the audio?
Oh no, how could I forget? It was... Hey, what's the big deal here? Why's Judy so large in the shot? Juniper's also in charge of the audio. When she wasn't in the trial, she was in the audio control room dealing with the music.
Indeed. The one who could enter the art room and miss the mock trial to move the body was none other than the accused Juniper Woods, for she was in charge of the audio.
No!
Well, yes, I see. It does make perfect sense.
This can't be happening. Instead of exposing Q's crime, Judy's even deeper. No matter how you slice it, we're cooked. Here I thought Prosecutor Blackwell was on our side, at least on this issue. The twisted samurai strikes again. Twisted? It's more like dirty, rotten. Your baldness. It is time to put an end to this farce.
The prosecutor presents us quite convincing case. But the defense has one last chance to voice any remains conjectures. Well, Miss Sykes?
Paulo, what are we gonna do? Got nothing left. Nothing. Nada. Niente. I've been trying to think of something, but I'm drawing a big blank too. Poor Junie, unless we figured out something, she'll be... Objection. Objection. Well, I object to...
Stop right there. All ears on me. It's time you hear about the rare genius of Hero Corner. Listen and you will hear the secret behind my perfect crime. Perfect crime?
Wait, this is some serious deja vu. Didn't we just go through something like this yesterday?
Yes we did. This better not be another one of these raging traps. The murder, the movement of the body, the cover-up, it's all sprung to my brilliant mind. Well, go ahead, arrest me. The real killer is right before you. Order, I say. Mr. O'Connor, you already confessed yesterday that earlier you retracted your confession. As you mouthbreathers could comprehend my genius, the end justifies the means. Now bow down and kneel. Kneel before my great and maddening intent.
Objection!
Enough. The only thing maddening is the imbecile you bear this all to see. For it is impulse for you to have been the perpetrator behind this crime.
Ah!
There is no perfect crime, only the perfect alibi for you were at the mock trial. It is silly that I remind you of this, but you were the participant the entire time. There shall be no mercy if you persist on hindering the child with your silly little act.
Hugh doesn't seem the least bit shaken by Blackwell's threat.
Listen, Mr. Prosecutor, calling that a perfect alibi is beyond contempt. Your Honor, I'd like to take this opportunity to offer further testimony. I will not demonstrate a moment of the genius that transcends any profession. You won't believe this, but I used a body double. That wasn't the real me at the mock trial. That means I didn't almost lose. My body double almost did. I slipped out stealthily while my body double took care of the trial. I had to run on the campus. In short, I'm the killer, Juniper's innocence. I have a question I was hoping the defensive prosecutor might help answer. Is it just me or does the witness testimony makes no sense at all?
No, it's not just you, Your Honor. All I got is listening to that was a headache.
Yeah, that was just plain weird, especially the whole thing about a body double. Well, I'm relieved it's not just me. The prosecution? Your baldness. Some in the ambulance in this instance. The witness is stark ravening mad. Yes, I think it will be for the best. Now then, let's pretend that never happened and move on with my verdict. You people don't believe me?
It's not a matter of not believing you. It's more along the lines of questioning your sanity. Yeah, the funny farm just called. They want your genius back.
Shut your pie holes! This incident of genius transcends even logic. Besides, don't you guys have that weird device for testimony like this?
Objection!
Which is not a weird device, and I don't waste him on ridiculous testimonies.
Easy there, Tiger. Think of it this way. We don't want the verdict to be passed just yet. So how would we get Widget to try?
Well, this is against my better judgment, but I'd like to conduct a short therapy section.
You better judgment? I'm a judge and it's far beyond mine, yet I find it hard to say no. Prosecutor Blackwell, I trust you have no objections? Prosecutor Blackwell? Prosecutor said, rubbish. We will be out for a stroll. Then left with Detective Fulbright.
How does he get away with stuff like that?
Then our turn as the meeting he has no explicit objections. Alright, Miss Sykes, you may proceed your test therapy section.
I see my share of crazy trials, but this one takes the cake. Mr. O'Connor, yesterday you said that you didn't really care about Miss Woods anymore.
I already told Juniper, so I might as well tell you. I don't really care about her anymore.
What? Why?
Yeah, well, Juniper reported my secret to Professor Court.
His secret?
Oh, the bribe. She wanted nothing to do with me because I have disappointed her. That's why I don't care about her anymore. I was never trying to protect her. My confession was always about one thing and one thing only: the truth.
Objection!
Mr. O'Connor, you feel great happiness in the fact that you might help set Miss Woods free. So much that she overshadowed all your other emotions.
What are you?
I can hear it clearly now, Mr. O'Connor, but this one you've been trying to suppress. People don't normally feel like you do when you confess.
So, Hugh really was trying to protect Juniper?
Yes, I'm sure of it. Hugh's feelings for her are all the real deal. But that means his confession is...
Finally figure out the evidence, haven't we? Why, Prosecutor Blackwell, you're back! The confession was not a lie, save for the part of being in the mock trial. Can we all agree now that the killer is one of the charge of the audio, i.e. the accused?
Why couldn't you have taken a longer stroll?
No, you haven't unraveled the genius of my body double trick yet.
You can't be serious. You really expected to believe you had a body double?
Yes I do.
And if you think I hadn't, then prove it.
Either we quit here or Juniper's found guilty, so we play along with Hugh's deduction.
Let's go with the least worst choice, but first let's update his testimony. I didn't almost lose, you say? Very odd. You exhibit happiness the entire time, except during the statement.
Ugh, you don't know when to give up. Wait, now that I think about it.
No, stop making stuff up.
When I left the lecture hall, it was during Professor Mead's pre-trial speech. That's when I moved the body. I then slipped back in just before the verdict.
Are you saying you were there the moment the double was about to lose?
Yes, I was. Actually, I wasn't happy when I saw that. In any case, I was on the far end of the lecture hall behind the screen. I figured no one would see me if I came and went through the doors there.
Objection!
Sykes don't know. How much longer will you indulge him in your charade? Well, it's true that none of the audience might see him go through either of the doors. The faculty seats in the balconies are a different story and have a splendid view. I thought you could do better than that. The lawyer's bench is the right side when they're facing the front of the hall. I used the door on the right side near the lawyer's bench. That means the movements were only visible by someone in the left balcony seat. But that seat was empty at the time, which is only natural. After all, it belonged to Professor Court, as we all know. She was already dead by then.
That can't be right. An empty balcony on the left side contradicts this piece of evidence. no idea where this contradiction is going, but I don't have any other moves at this point. Guess I'll just have to follow and see what it takes me. You said the left balcony seat was empty, but was it really? I saw it with my own eyes, it was definitely empty. But what about this diagram? According to this, Professor Means was supposed to be seated at the left balcony seat. But if you left the lecture hall during his pre-trial speech, he would be standing in his seat addressing the students and facility.
No, this can't be right.
You do no one any favors by exposing the facilities of his confession. I told plenty of lies so far, but this part is true, I tell you. There was nobody in the left balcony seat. You gotta believe me. Doesn't seem like he's lying this time. Okay, Mr. O'Connor, let's have you testify again, but this time don't spare any details. You got it. I'll repeat it as many times as you like. I mean, my ingenious escape act warrants repeating, considering I'm the real killer. All I really care about is whether or not a seat was empty or not. I detect powerful sadness and fears right after you said this part. It is as if something you shouldn't have. What's wrong with you? You should have revealed a person's inner feelings for all you to see. Mr. O'Connor, it's you who is revealing your inner emotions by the way you speak. Plus, I have a good idea of why you're feeling sad.
Yeah, you're a horrible person. Can you just leave me be?
You said that you went through the empty audio control room? But that's not true, is it? There was someone who returned from there once Professor Means finished his speech. And that someone who was in the audio control room was...
Take that!
I know you realized there was a problem with your statement as you were saying it. That's why you felt so uneasy. But the audio control room really was empty. That would mean Miss Woods was wandering around the campus. Mr. O'Connor, if you really want to protect Miss Woods, just tell the truth. If you believe in her, revealing the truth will be the same as protecting her. Shoot a person innocent. That's the truth. But in this dark age of the law, the truth can be easily twisted to serve anyone's needs. When the end justifies the means, your only choice is to fight back with lies. Use her won't hold them on until the battle of truth or lies. Is there something I do to make him resent his false testimony?
I fear nothing now. I have lost everything. Go ahead, Prosecutor Blackwell. Cut me down as you wish. I thought you never asked.
If you're gone, I may swiftly proceed to the verdict.
Yeah! Oh! You broke out of his shackles again!
I don't want to be the poor accountant down to the attendance center.
Hugh O'Connor, in defense of your ballot, I will limit your suffering with one clean blow.
Hold it!
Could you wait just one moment before you cut him down?
Silence!
Do not come between the samurai and his false I still know.
I never learned about this in law school.
Careful, prosecutor.
Remember that shocking experience you had last time?
Very well, Golden Boy may live. For now.
Enough already, Mr. O'Connor. Miss Wood would never want you to protect her this way. She values her friendship between the three of you more than anything.
That's where you're wrong. She doesn't feel anything for me now.
What does it matter anymore? I might as well tell you everything. This is no doubt news to you, but I am not and never was a genius. Sorry, but I already knew.
Me too. And don't forget me. Though in all fairness, it was pretty obvious.
I thought he was a genius at first, but... The stuff he said was crazy. No need to rub it in, just shut up and listen. This all started several days ago. I accidentally learned that my parents have been paying good money for my grades.
But that's bribery.
But bribery wasn't Hugh's idea? All of my perfect scores were the product of cold hard cash, not genius. Even worse, when I confronted my parents about it over the phone, Juniper overheard me.
Oh my, what a terrible misunderstanding.
I've been living a lie. I don't know what else is there to say. I'm no genius. I'm completely worthless.
A perfect 0.
Hugh. Even so, I still wanted to make it up to Juniper for disappointing her like that. That's why I wanted to clear her name by pinning the blame on me. I mean, she probably hates me now, so I'd probably be a relief for her to see me locked away. If you were trying to help her, then why did you testify against her?
You were the ones who told me the truth yesterday, so I thought if I did, I would help her.
You wasn't trying to provoke us? It looks like we surely misunderstood him, in more ways than one. At the detention center yesterday, Junie was in tears when she opened up to me. But the truth is, the friendship between the three of them were still rock solid. There was something that could help me prove that to Hugh.
We even have proof of our friendship. Yeah, as long as our friendship lasts, you can bet we'll carry them around.
I know. What about that proof of friendship they mentioned? I wonder where and what it is. I didn't buy it. It's handmade. There's only one like it in the world. Maybe it's... No, that's definitely it. That band around his neck. Mr. O'Connor, that band around your neck. That's your proof of friendship, isn't it?
Proof of friendship?
Is there anything you like to prove
The friendship barcode?
in court? Evidence is everything. That's why the 30 friends created friendship bands. It's the evidence that proves their friendship.
Oh, how very interesting. Interesting.
If they had doubts about their friendship, they can look at the proof they have on hand. That's why Mr. O'Connor's hand always goes for his neck when he's pressured. It proves he still has feelings for friendship towards the other two.
It doesn't matter if I wear it if those two.
Objection!
But they feel the same thing too. I know they wear their friendship band somewhere. Judy and Robert both feel the same as Hugh. I just know it. Everything Hugh has led me to believe that. In fact, he may also told me that others wear their proof of friendship. All we have to do is think back to their testimonies. Ready? Miss Newman holds her arm when pressured. And Miss Woods holds her wrist. I know Miss Woods very well. She would never abandon her friendship with you over something like this. Taking the blame for her will only succeed in making her terribly sad.
Robin, those bands of friendship that you made, just for the three of us. You may have forgotten about them, but not me.
Hugh!
And to think, I should have known better than to doubt my best friends.
Wow. I didn't kill anyone. And I didn't have a body double. I didn't move the body. I didn't even see it. It may look like I'm speed reading. Zen in the art of mastering in a bar exam, and I haven't read a single word.
Well, you could have fooled me. In fact, you did.
You. So, Miss Sykes, can I place my trust in you? I'm going to save Junie. So yes, you can place your trust in me.
Now am I to understand the witness is rejecting his confession?
Yes. The most roundabout trial. I much prefer a turnabout variety myself. Now we are back to the fact that there was one suspect who lacked an alibi. Which is in the end the truth you've been seeking this entire time. And we're back to square one? Now I'm exhausted and depressed. Probably doesn't matter at this point, but I might as well update the moon matrix. Huh? Does this mean further persistence is futile? The time for the verdict is nigh.
Objection!
Please wait. What sort of devilry are you up to now? What if our client wasn't the only one without an alibi? Our trial will continue, right?
Well, yes, I suppose it would. But after such a thorough investigation, doesn't such a person really exist?
Yes, we found someone. It may have been seemed like a major roundabout. But Mr. O'Connor's testimony has cracked this case. There's no noise. He was telling the truth now. During the mock trial, the balcony seat opposite him really was empty. That means there's one person accounted for. Besides you, the only person without an alibi in the mock trial is...
Take that!
The balcony seat was empty. That much is true, isn't it, Mr. O'Connor? That's right, how many more times do I have to say it? So basically, Professor Means wasn't where he was supposed to be during the mock trial.
Silence!
Need I remind you, every last soul in the lecture heard him deliver his speech.
Objection!
I know, and that's not in dispute here. Now let me explain how the speech could have been given for an empty seat. It was pre-recorded. What if the speech was pre-recorded? That's the only way the speech could have been delivered from the empty balcony seat.
Wait, are you accusing Professor Means? That's insane!
Wait, he was the one who gave me the tape recorder.
Take this to the police instead, and tell them you found it.
What? Really? Wait a second. Mr. O'Connor, did you just say that Professor Means gave that phony recording to you?
Phony? The defense will afraid for her his unsuccessful allegations.
Well, I said he gave it to me, but what do you mean it's phony? Wow, who could have seen this development? The voice shot of your daughter as recorded on this tape was dubbed onto using the line our client said in the mock trial video.
Boy, this is an extremely crucial piece of evidence.
Professor Means gave you a phony tape. If that's really true, then Professor Means has guilt written all over him. Your Honor, the defense moved to call Professor Aristotle Means to the stand.
Silence!
The seat was never empty. Twice an oversight by the dollar double witness. An inmate who informed me the surgeon once told me something. It's all too easy to overlook critical symptoms.
Objection!
Well, we're not going to overlook this oversight. If the speech was pre-recorded, the basis of such a claim would be shattered. Let's check with Professor B to see whether the FBC was the witness's oversight. A verdict without first looking into that would be inconceivable.
That's enough, both of you. Now here's my opinion on the matter. While a surgeon overlooking critical symptoms is a problem, witness oversight must not be overlooked. Thus, in the matter of whether Professor Means was or was not in this facility seat, I believe we must ask the professor himself.
I agree. Professor B should be here in the gallery today.
Do as you please. Will you please state your name and occupation for the record? Certainly. I am Aristotle Means. I teach the lower course of Thebes Legal Academy. Let me add that while I welcome any opportunity to assist with the trial, I don't care for this unintroduced suspicion.
Don't worry, Professor. We're just interested in the mock trial video right now. You must need to take another look at the speech you gave. Can we count your cooperation on this?
Very well. If it means you're interested in it, please proceed, Miss Sykes.
We need to find some sort of evidence that showed this speech was pre-recorded.
Alright, I believe we're ready. Let's roll the video. Good afternoon. I would like to start by thanking you for coming here today. The mock trial of the Crown Jewel event at the school festival will begin shortly. When I was a student, I too could hardly wait for this day to come.
Oh no. I forgot how long and boring his speech was.
Wake me up when this is over.
Ain't no fair.
The experiences over you have a powerful and profound effect on our adult. Oh, you there! Wake up! Pay attention!
Huh? I'm awake, Is that right, Your Honor?
Huh? What? I'm awake too. Why awake, you see? Once again, our pure lady white justice will be watching over all of you today. Pay attention, you may make a difference one day. Now, let the mock trial begin. That was about it. One of my better speeches, if I do say so myself. I even saw some of our students in tears with their eyes.
He's obviously not familiar with the phrase board of tears.
Listen, Sykes, don't know.
If he has subject me to this epic study of tedium without purpose, Taka will feast on your tongue while I cut it out. But you were asleep the whole time.
Well, Miss Sykes, do you notice anything strange about the speech?
Can I please hear the last part again?
Once again, our pure white lady justice will be watching all over you today.
There! I finally found what I needed. Professor Miss, I only one question about your speech. Why does the last part just hurt contradicts with this?
Take that!
The professor said the pure white lady justice will be watching over them. But the lady justice in the video isn't even close to being white. It's as gold can be.
I'm not sure I can wrap my jaw around that to test his Destinies.
I didn't say it was made of gold, Your Honor. Now, it's true the statue is pure white, but it broke before the mock trial began. The white you see here is a replacement.
Oh well, that's a shame on every account.
Ironically, this golden statue sticks out like a sore thumb compared to a white one, meaning the professor would have made a mistake on its color if he had been present.
It seems that I have caused some confusion. but it's merely an oversight on my part.
Objection!
The statue was in the middle of the room. How could you how could you not know what it looked like?
Well, it was on a balcony seat, furthermore the statue has previously been white. I'm afraid this isn't sufficient evidence that it's ceased being pre-recorded. We had an answer long ago. The accused was the only one to leave the lecture hall.
No, wait. There's gotta be something that can prove that the speech was pre-recorded. According to the mock trial video, the speech started here. And ended here. It's a little over 10 minutes, but I thought anyone wanted to be tortured again. It was only a little over 10 minutes. It felt like it went on forever. How did you figure out how long it was? Easy, there's a timestamp on the top right. All you have to do is adjust the time of the speech starting when the time it ended. The speech goes on for a 10-minute mark to 10:35. Wait a second. I just want to see the same interval, the time listed among the evidence. Maybe there's a way for me to speech so the time was pre-recorded? I wanted the court to take a look at this.
And this is...
Voice-print analysis that proves the voice of this tape recording belongs to our client.
Yes,
And didn't we just establish that the voice of the tape recording was a fabrication? We did! And what I like to focus on is the noise that was also there.
noise.
Yes, eventually the results of the previous recording was erased.
What do you have hope to prove by that?
The length of the noise is what's important. It's 10 minutes and 35 seconds at all. It wasn't the time to read the moment Destinies gave his speech.
That will be exactly 10.
Let's fast forward to this long-winded exercise of boredom and in the end. Okay, stop. The video timescale now reads 10:20:35. Based on this, we know the time it took for the speech alone.
Right, so check 10 minutes, you get 10 to 35. 10 minutes and 35 seconds?
Right, 10 minutes and 35 seconds, the same as the noise of the tape recording. I'm sure you all understand what this means. First, it means pre-recorded speeches happen where the noise is now.
Silence.
You seem rather confident considering the mere happenstance matchup numbers.
Objection!
Was it really just numbers? The lab is continuing a study of the tape. So far they found signs of overdubbing. But it's going to take a bit longer to recover the audio that was erased. The police are analyzing the noise as we speak. It won't be long until we know what was originally there. Now I'm sure of it. The professor was trying to create an alibi with the recording. By pinning the crime on Junie. Well, he's not going to get away with it. Not on my watch.
Miss Sykes, I believe you are well aware of my methodology. Even if Juniper were the perpetrator, I would fiercely defend her as per my word. And to that purpose, I offer to be her lawyer. Alas,
Look what happened. All I stated is obvious. The duct is relieved from evidence and testimony. Truth be told, I had no intention of testifying. I have been keeping quiet for Juniper's sake. But now that you cast this blame upon me, I have no choice but to reveal the truth. Uh-oh, this doesn't sound good. I will not reveal the truth behind why I have pre-recorded my screech before the mock trial. I, Professor Means, always say what I mean and mean what I say by all means. The defendant came to me when what she said was very important and my necessary secret. She asked me to pre-record my speech and come to the audience room during the mock trial. Juniper confessed to the murder and asked I could declare her innocent in court. She also said I had become unconscious after losing my alibi due to the pre-recording. And when I said I would protect Juniper, I meant it because it's the most humane thing to do. Oh my, you're saying the defendant threatened you? This has to be a lie. I mean, everything about it lines up too perfectly to be true. On this most consequential of occasions, let me be completely frank with you. Juniper has truly taken it hard by teaching me to state that the ends justify the means. I don't believe you. When she asked me to defend her, she said I must also prove her two friends' innocence. Her two friends? The witnesses? Correct. You were Connor and Robin Newman. It was to ensure all three walked free. All three were to achieve their dream. That is the result Juniper was seeking. And she was even willing to threaten me, her own professor, to that end. You, no doubt, had high praise for the ruthless Texas. Yes, well, that is why I vowed viciously to defend her despite her threatening me. There was a time when lawyers merely sought the truth if they wished for victory in court. But alas, those days are over. Now in the defense of justice, order, and all that is good, the end justifies the means. I am so sick of hearing that phrase! Though it truly grieves me so, I must tell you this. Forsake the truth of this victory you seek. Steel yourself for this new courtroom reality. That does it! He's gonna regret dragging that despicable, depressing ideas in here. If he seeks to surrender in the dark age of law, it's up to me to fight it. Why so silent, Sykes don't know. Something the matter? This is a court of law. It's no place for long-winded talks about idyllic principles. That's why I'm going to let the evidence do the talking. Let's not get carried away now, Miss Sykes. It will not do you help your detective to discredit my doctor. Do not force me to rectify the situation. No, go ahead, rectify it. Only if I lose and you win, that is.
Objection!
So let me get this straight. You were trying to help Miss Woods? Ha! That's nothing more than a bald-faced lie. No offense, Your Honor. Such defamation of my character, your hair politics, Your Honor. It is an outrage. Miss Sykes will clarify her statement. We'll leave my hair politics out of it next time. Yes, of course, Your Honor. Now please take a look at this. The witness gave this tape to Mr. O'Connor, and he silently whispered, "Take this to the police and tell them you found it." There was no whispering, shyly or otherwise involved. I simply did that out of kindness.
Objection!
That tape contained a client's voice, and showed as critically damning evidence. Why would it even exist if the witness had trying to pin the murder of our client? They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but not yours. You never had good intentions. Only lies to protect yourself with while blaming another. You profess the embodiment of the dark age of the law.
Why, you dare call my teachings and methods lies? Oh boy. Demons Legal Academy is a proud intuition. It is the most powerful in the world. You will never forget the true education and lawyering means, so I'm through with you.
Huh? Professor Beans, what's with your hair?
Quiet! No talking in class!
Ow!
Eyes and ears up here, everyone. Homeroom is now in section. We will begin our roll call. Athena Sykes!
Huh? Oh, I'm here.
Apollo Justice!
I'm fine. Or I mean here.
Fool! The proper response is here without any exchange of information.
Ouch! I mean, here.
Next, Your Honor.
Here.
See, class? That's the proper way to answer. Simon Blackwell. I said Simon Blackwell. Are you here or not?
There's always one, isn't there?
Well, then I'll just mark you absent. Now get out of my class this instant.
Get out? Very well, if that is your wish. Who am I to defy my homeroom teacher?
Is that such a good idea? Prosecutor Blackwell is
Free of his shackles.
Ha ha ha! It just so happens I was a member of my high school duplication committee. But is that really so shocking? Considerably lacked out the teacher's pet when a manipulative UFO bright. Very good, Bobby. You just earned yourself a gold star promoted head duplication. Alright, class is now in session.
Why do I have a sudden urge to go to the nurse's office with stomach ache?
Pay attention. I am not the killer. Juniper is. This will be on the next test, so you had better be listening.
Objection!
But Professor, you created the phony tip to play the crane on Juniper. Plus, you are the only one who could have moved the body during the mock trial.
Athena, you disappoint me so. To think you would label me a murderer. Now pay attention. The murder occurred on the 23rd between 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock p.m. But I was already at home at the time, so how could I have been involved with this crime?
Objection!
Professor Mace, can you really prove you already gone home by that time?
Can you prove I was still at school?
No, I can't.
So you admit it. You just earned extra credit for your honesty. Well, you have yourself your lattimore claiming duties until you graduate.
Ew! I do enough of that in an office.
No way, man! I totally object!
Robin? I can't believe I fell for the professor's silver-tongued lies.
Why, you dare talk about your teacher like that? I'm not listening to you anymore, man! No way, no how! Now, I have a confession to make. You know those 2 sentences that were on stage? I didn't make them all by myself!
The sessions on stage? Do I want to know where this is headed? I was able to finish one of them when the last bell rang and I had time to finish the other one. So, I had Professor Beast to make it for me. In other words, the professor was there at the stage after the last bell? Right, and it would have been way past 7 p.m. before he could finish.
Professor Means was still at school? This is incredibly important testimony.
The professor told me, I'll take care of it. I thought my parents would let me have an artist if I say I make both statues myself.
I'm so sorry for not telling the truth.
Robin.
Quiet! Quick! Someone get this Turnabout delinquent out of my sight! Simon, your head honcho among the delinquents. Do something! Yeah! I wasn't joining the class pet around here!
Not interested. If you want a class in swordsmanship, I'll be your man. Of course, only real blades will do.
No swords in school! All weapons will be confiscated! Yeah! Nurse! Where's the school nurse if you need one?
It would seem like Stono seeks a showdown, Professor. In which case, do you want to draw your staff quick as lightning?
Very well. And I will just have to prove my innocence myself. The real lessons begin in second period. Prepare to be served old school style. What does that... Oh, never mind. Your testimony, please. Now pay attention! Robin took over the heaven to complete one statue. I, however, minutes falls on the other statue between 7 o'clock and 8:30 p.m. The Fed Juniper saw the two statues in their own eyes at 8:30 p.m. Completed the statue so quickly I could not leave the stage until a single second. How could I possibly have time to go to the art room and commit murder?
You're saying the defendant saw the finished statues?
Precisely. She said so herself in the detention center yesterday. Her defense team was there and heard her say so too. Don't try to deny it now.
That evening, I went back to my dressing room to get something I'd forgotten there. It was well after the last bell rang. I'd say maybe around 8:30. That's when I noticed both stage statues were finished. They were quite large and were each covered with white sheets so I could tell. Oh right, the professor was there when the matter came up. Before I address the professor's charges, I have a question for Robin. How hard would it be to complete a statue like that in 1.5 hours? It would probably take me at least twice as LONG. So personally, I think it would be incredibly difficult to finish in that short amount of time. They didn't exactly help our case. But he won't get off that easily. He's bound to stumble over his slippery means.
Hold it!
Why were you in such a hurry?
In the legal world, the bodies are capital. The early bird gets the worm. That's why I get into bed at 9 p.m. each and every night. That's why I was working as fast as I could. I didn't want to miss my bedtime. Well, ladies, you can see that I never left the stage.
Well, Miss Sykes, you have accepted the witness' claim? I tried everything, but I still can't prove anything. I guess I concede.
Could hear you. Say it louder this time.
I could see that Professor Means never left the stage.
That's right. So, but what took you so long? I was there the stage the entire time. You couldn't possibly have committed that crime.
I'm not gonna give up here.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to side of the witness, Miss Sykes. And unless you have any further objections, I'll have to put this issue to rest.
Objection!
Not yet. The defense still has an objection. Athena, you thought of something? Well, as I said, not yet. Also, it's time for illegal smoke and mirrors. Not yet, Athena. It's not yet time to quit. In times like these, when it seems like there's no way out, then you have to... Yeah, I have to turn this case upside down. Instead of focusing on whether Professor Means could have gone to the art room, I should have focused on whether he committed murder without going there.
It seems our young lady has a real bona fide idea. For all use enemies necessary, even casting stones, if it'll distract her. Yeah, who brought this bird to school?
Sykes don't know. If I hear one more word of your usual jibber jabber, I shall have your head. The murder occurred at the art room, yet the witness was on stage. How do you propose to fill the vast gaps between these two key facts? Mike said the premise that the professor was on the stage the entire time. The only one answer that we got was something else. Wait, that's it. I realized one of us made the mistake. We were totally wrong about... If Professor Means was on stage the entire time, then he must have been the killer.
Ridiculous! This defense is utterly incoherent.
Objection!
No. It's just the murder wasn't committed where I thought it was. Continue, Sykes Dono. Okay, the murder actually committed here.
Take that!
The greatest riddle of this case has been how the body was moved from the art room. If the murder occurred on the stage, that means the body was never moved at all.
Silly girl. When the body was found, there was a drop of blood on the stage floor. Surely there would be there some blood, or if that's where the murder was committed.
There wasn't any blood on the stage? Really? Well, there was something on the stage at the time of the murder that's now bloodstained.
Take that!
It's true, there were no bloodstains on the stage floor. But there was something on the stage that did have a bloodstain. And that would be this, the school banner. No blood would have gotten on the floor if this was under the victim where she was killed.
Oh my, that's quite a completely theory.
Silence.
What is it now? My theory makes perfect sense. That was a pathetic attempt. You must put every inch of your body into your attacks. The autopsy stated the cause of death was loss of blood. Yet only the trace of the amount was found upon the banner. Where did the rest go? Blood getting on there wasn't. When the body was moved by wire, makes more sense than not.
Very good, Simon. Tell me, what's your first choice in higher education? I'll write you an ultimate recommendation letter. You are but guaranteed to get in.
Objection!
Actually, the defense has something to explain that as well.
You do?
If there was only a trace amount of blood in the school banner, then there must have been something else that killer used to soak up the blood. All I have to do is figure out what. This is what soaked up most of the victim's blood.
Take that!
What? That looks like another piece of the fabric on top of the school banner.
It's the Cavaliers banner that has been specially made for the school concert. If it was on the top of the school banner, the butter would have been hidden first. It could have been easy to absorb most of the blood like a dishcloth, and only a small amount would have soaked through the school banner below. So it makes total sense that the school banner was to only have little blood on it.
That banner absorbs the blood like the dishcloth? Yes, that would explain it.
The Cavaliers banner was like a dishcloth? Surely it was at least towel quality.
Simon, don't just stand there. Do something.
Silence.
Sykes Dono, you are learning to wield the blade quite well. But how would you respond when I come slashing at you like this? The remnant of a large blood stain was detected in a large art room. So why would it have been there if the blood of the murder occurred on the stage as you claim?
Objection!
The blood stain in the art room was fake. How? I'll tell you how. That's all I needed, something that could transport the blood upstairs. And that something was a piece of evidence we just finished discussing. The killer used this to bring the victim's blood up from the art room.
Take that!
Do you think you stoop so low to present mere garbage to this court?
It's only garbage because someone tried to destroy it by tossing it in the incinerator. That's how I'm most likely the killer is seeking to get rid of crucial evidence. The killer used this wire to bring the bloodstained cloth Cavalier's banner to the art room, and the blood was wiped up on the floor to complete the room. It makes perfect sense.
Order! Order! This is quite a development. I think the body was never actually moved. Hold it right there. The body hasn't been moved. How would you explain the loud crash you heard during the mock trial? If it wasn't caused by the body crash in the statues, then what was it?
Ugh, I haven't thought about that. If the loud crash wasn't the body hitting the statues, then what was it indeed? The knot of the school banner shows that something was carrying along the wire on it. If that's true, I know what that I'll have to find. As soon as I was in the art room before the murder, and put it on the stage after. They also said on the wide effect of the statues was...
Take that!
The statue?
Yes, I believe this is the statue that broke the other two, not Professor Quart's body. The unique statue you see on the right, that's the pure white Lady Justice from earlier. President Court actually broke it when she was polishing it the day before the mock trial. And she used her own unique artistic technique to repair it, as you can see here. No one would have guessed it was originally a Lady Justice.
Silence.
Perhaps you are onto something.
But why? Pray tell, would anyone move that scrape heap railing in such a tedious manner?
Excellent question, Simon. Keep them coming.
You know why, but the fact that you won't acknowledge it shows how twisted you are. Lady Justice was moved during a mock trial. During that time, Professor Meese was fabricating a hookbite with his pre-recorded speech. If you consider the fact that Lady Justice was moved in order to... Professor Meese used his pre-recorded speech to fake an alibi during the mock trial. He wanted to make it look like he couldn't possibly have moved the body. Moving Lady Justice was his way to pointing us to the body and cementing his alibi.
That's quite a persistent argument. For a while there, I thought you were taking the trial seriously. Well done.
You should never underestimate me, Athena Sykes. Professor Meese always means what he says and says what he means by all means. Fine then, say it already. I'm waiting.
The murder occurred the night before, but the body wasn't found until late next day. Countless students pounced the stage until they met the lecture hall for the mock trial. So answer me this. Why did anyone see the body the entire time?
That can be explained by,
If the victim was murdered on the stage and left there, the body would eventually have been discovered. And so of course there was nowhere to hide the body upon the stage.
this is not good, Athena. Her claim is this close to being proven to a pulp. I know. We come this so far.
Consider yourself schooled. I could have possibly killed anyone. Killer none of the legitimate rules. It always has been, it always will be.
Just wait a minute.
Poor Juniper. She must seriously regret having asked you to defend her.
Ugh.
And to add insult to injury, you nearly had Q convicted for murder. Surely you haven't forgotten about the little fiasco.
Ugh.
Not only did you fail to defend your client, you also raised false charges against her friend. You have no right to call yourself a lawyer.
No.
But if this trial proceeds in the same manner and ends in the same way as the mock trial, would you not lose everything you worked so hard to gain?
Well, I just have to make sure this doesn't happen then, won't I? Don't tell me I failed once again. Failed to save someone near and dear to me. I worked so hard to become a lawyer, and even study psychology. Has it all been for naught? Am I just doomed to relive that all over again?
Athena, what's wrong?
Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Relax, Athena. Breathe. It's not working. Everything's going dark. After all I've done, is this how it ends? Forgive me, Judy. I gotta protect you like I said I would.
Leave Athena alone, man. She's the one who saved me.
It was because of Athena that I could stop hiding and start living my life as a girl again. And she saved my friendship between you, Juniper, and I. I think you're an awesome lawyer, Athena. One of the best. But I raised false charges against you. And that's not all. I've done more seriously unforgivable things.
What's the big deal? False charges are nothing to be scared of. And I'm not even mad at you. I should really be thanking you. You use legitimate means to expose my wrongdoings and give me a chance to re-examine what's important.
But does it matter if I can't save Juniper? I mean, the whole reason I come so far is... It's not over yet, Athena. Even now, at this very moment, I still believe in you. Junie, I know you better than most people, Athena. And I know you would never surrender to the dark ages of the law like the professor did. Thank you, Junie. But I feel like I could barely breathe. I don't know what to do.
Silence.
Stop your bleaching this instant. You look another fool.
Oscar Blackwell?
There is one who awaits you, is there not? And that is the reason you have studied so very hard. Are you prepared to give up all you have worked for thus far? It will not do to have me disappoint you know who. You're wasting your time. You have nothing on me. No evidence or anything else to establish my guilt. You are helpless before the might of warriors who hold the ends justifies the means.
Objection!
Don't worry, Athena. You're doing fine. The truth will always win against people like him.
But Apollo, what am I supposed to do now?
Listen, all you have to do is take a deep breath and look back over the entire case. If there's truth to be found, and there's always is, you're sure to find it. Now, let me see your smile. Remember what Mr. Wright said? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles.
Thanks, everyone. You don't have to worry about me now. Worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Athena Sykes is psychic ready to rock. Prepare for your utmost utter defeat.
Professor Grant wasn't killed in the art room. She was carried right where the body was found. We know because there wasn't any time to move the body there from somewhere else. That means the body hasn't been hidden somewhere else until it was found. Nothing along the lines of see where it takes us. First up, where did Professor Beans remove the body from its hiding place? Well, let's see. Let's do it right now before the body was discovered. He was using the span of time his fake alibi created. Remove the body where it was most easily spotted. Therefore, the other time Professor Beans going to remove the body is... It was during the mock trial. Specifically, Professor removed the bodies to easily see locations during the long pre-course speech. The professor also moved something that states that wasn't there specifically. That wasn't there before, specifically. During the mock trial, Professor B swapped the white Lady Justice to the school banner. Set the zippy tail the stage with a crash, killing two birds with one stone. He drew attention to the body, making it look like the murder occurred in the art room. Was there anything weird to hide the body from that stage? Doesn't seem likely. No, there has to be someplace. Wait a second. How about that should have been finished, but it was only mostly done? Something that used to cover the body up. But it didn't draw up to attention because it looked like it belonged there on stage. In that way, no one would suspect there was a body hidden inside. It was already on stage capable of concealing the body. Oh, I know. The Mr. Wright statue was never actually finished. The body was wrapped in some cloth to hide what was really inside, cleverly disguising as the boss's statue. This Newman gave up on the Wright statue, yet Professor Means finished it in a single night.
Yes, what an impressive feat that was.
Objection!
No, his so-called work of art deserves none of our praise. That's because it was only a facade to hide his real work, the murder of Professor Court.
Come again? I'm afraid I don't follow.
He hid the body to make it look like the statue of Mr. Wright. With the body wrapped up in the piece of cloth, it looks just like the statue.
What?
I second that. What?
Now this is getting interesting. No, this is getting preposterous. How would such a thing even be possible?
Objection!
We'll never know until we try.
Uh-oh. I think I know where this is going.
Okay, Apollo. Try to turn me into a reasonable likeness of Mr. Wright. I'm going to pose like the statue, like so. Now I want you to wrap me out like a cloth that I look like the statue. I hate to ask the obvious, but where am I supposed to get this magical cloth?
I'm afraid this isn't the right color, Mr. Justice.
Well, given how sudden the request was, it's kind of the best I could do, Your Honor.
Alright, I think that's about does it.
Well, what do you think, everyone? Do I look like the statue of Mr. Wright or what? Looks like some random person to me. Where's the statue's a pair of busts? Mr. Wright has this spiky hair on the back of his head. Forget the hair, the statue head is way bigger than your average person anyways. You gotta hand it for me to track anyways. Wait, that's it, the hands. Her arms are raised over the head and there's dark bruises around her wrist.
Yeah, the professor was probably tied up with something.
The marks of her hands indicated she's been tied up. Well, tie me up in a new pose. Wait, you're not into this kind of thing, are you? What? No, besides it was your idea. Just tell me how to tie your hands already. That's the Court's wrists were tied together, and I can't help but think it was related. How should I arrange myself to match the shape I want, given her hands were tied? Apollo, tie both my hands behind my head. See? He's a puzzle to fake spikes in the back of Mr. Wright's head. Sure, but what about the statue's arm? With both hands behind your head, you can't exactly complete the pose. Yeah, it would be awfully hard to make the injection pose like this. I can't help but think you've forgotten something, Athena. Something on the body that you don't have right now. What does the victim's body have that I don't?
Take that!
Alright, there was an arrow sticking out of her side. Hey, Paul, take that and plunge it into my side.
What, are you crazy?
Fine, then go get some duct tape. Wrap me though, spit shell. Alright, I don't need to know any other languages to know bossy when I hear it. A fatal arrow to the side. Spiky hair created by two hands. Masterpiece in the making. Now cover me with that cloth. We're ready to make an arrow standard, okay? Mommy, the arm's too short. Shh, I'm hearing her voice. Nobody's buying it. The arrow's nowhere near long enough. But what else can I actually use for arm?
Still won't give up, eh? I must command you. Only your spirited determination. Of course she's not giving up. After all she put me through, she owes me an explanation, and one that makes sense. Now, disappoint me again and the penalty will be doubly painful.
Yikes! I better make this right this time. Think, Athena, think. Professor Quill was murdered when she was stopped by the stage to see Professor Means. It wasn't premeditated. It must have used something else, something close to handle a little ruse. Look, show me those stage shadow photos again. Like that? Right now? Okay, hold on. Please, 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 please be in this photo. It just has to be. One of them, Mr. Wright sent you, is really this right here.
Take that!
Got it. I know what he used to the arm of the statue of Mr. Wright.
This is absurd. There's no such thing in this photo.
Don't play dumb with me, Professor. It's the staff you have right there.
It's a staff? This is the spear of the great legal warrior.
Whatever, just hurry up and lend it to me. The link is perfect. Mr. Wright couldn't possibly have checked such an awesome arm. Okay, go for it, Apollo. Sure, I'll give your arm a hand. Cloth and binding coming right up.
Objection!
It's Phoenix Wright. Look, it's that famous lawyer. That's definitely him. I know that pose anywhere. We did it. Did we? Well, we might have to see the image of the legendary Phoenix Wright. The man who will bring out of the dark age and bring to the era of the bright golden light. Golden light? All I see before me is the pink spectrum of a man. That's just because Mr. Wright likes his statue. He's positively tickled pink. Get it, Apollo? He's tickled pink? Ugh, that joke deserved a pink slip.
It seems the gallery was quite impressed with the defense's sharp thinking. And with the witness? The resemblance is nothing more than a coincidence.
Objection!
Not so fast there, Buster. Unfortunately for you, I can prove my theory to be more than mere coincidence. To prove that his spear was thrust in the victim, all I have to do is... We have assumed that the victim's jagged wound came from the arrow being forcibly shoved in. So the wound was from the spear instead. And was she able to detect traces of the victim's blood on it?
Your Honor, a brief recess, if you will. By any means possible. What if I get rid of my spear? Wait, what if I burn it? If I do that, I'll be found innocent. Yes, I'm innocent, I'll tell you.
Objection!
Surely you don't expect us to take lectures from you now. Now, I ask you of the gallery. Help me decide the professor's fate.
Bathroom detail. Retake Bart's 30% salary cut. Dismissal.
Nice. We got him.
Prosecutor Blackwell, let us become a witness, Aristotle means.
It is as Aristotle suspected. Blood was detected on his staff. He has admitted to this heinous crime. All of it. He shall join us in the clay tomorrow. His teaching skills can be put to good use there. Hooray! He'll teach fellows to the end justifies the means. So much for rehabilitation. Can I ask what the professor's motive was?
I could barely make a word. He said on account with his shattered teeth.
One of Blackwell's fellow inmates was once a surgeon. Why not a former dentist too?
I eventually had him put pen to paper. It turns out Professor Meats was the one taking bribes. The victim was suspected had the reporter from a class snitch. That led him to question him at length the day of the killing, right there on the stage. The result? The heinous crime that was brought before this court. The fool like Newman
had come to know the script's contents via the victim's note. Since he came up with the plan to stab the victim with her own gall in order to make the killing look like the one in the script and thus frame the defendant. But the scrap of paper with Hugh's name had the same mark of Professor Quart's planner. Yes, about that. Those planners are bestowed upon all students graduating top of their class. Really? So then... Indeed. Once upon a time, Professor Mills was also awarded the same notebook. The handwriting is being analysis now, but like it or not, the scrap belongs to him. This too was evidence of the bribery scheme that the victim had retained. Knowing that Constance Corp was clean and only the Aristotle means took the bribes.
To do the professor will murder a colleague and try to pin it on a student. If this is the dark age of law, I only hope that the brighter future awaits. And the first step is to hand out my brother for the promising young lady. This court finds the defendant Juniper Woods. Not guilty. I wish you all the best as you run to become a courtroom judge. We will need young people like you. If we ever hope to restore the law in its former glory.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll work as hard as I can. Maybe one day I'll be able to work with all of you to make a difference.
Proudly serve Professor Quart's memory. Do not let her death be in vain.
That's the last thing I expected from him. That I can hear from him today.
Court is adjourned.
Thank you, Athena. I really mean it. It was nothing really. I could take your biggest tanglements out of the case and unravel it just like that. I don't know. You look pretty wound up there in the end. Literally and figuratively. You look pretty hungry for a knuckle sandwich, Buster. I wanted to thank you too, Apollo. Don't mention it. The way you were always there for Athena when she was in the boy. And at the detention center where your smile gave me hope when there is none. It was like a warm rays of my sun shining down my peaceful woodland. I think you're an absolutely amazing person. Thanks, Juniper. That means a lot of me. I still have lots of work to do. I can't wait to see you on the judges' benches. I promise to get you there someday. That's why until that day, I'll... Guys, I got some big news! I mean, this is huge! Oh, am I interrupting something? No, it's okay, I think. But what's the big news? School festival! That's supposed to be canceled with what happened, but... We just got a call. In memory of Professor Constance Court, who worked so hard to make it happen. The festival's being extended one extra day until tomorrow. Really? Alright!
We've got a special treat for all of you. A love letter for Themis Legal Academy. Achtung, baby. It's time for the Guitar Serenade.
That was cute. Wow, that was so much fun! School festivals are amazing! I think you and Robin are getting a little carried away. Aw, your singing voice, Juniper. It's connote my H-A-R-T!
Mr. Wright, thank you for all the training cinematography. Just remember the objection vote is all about attitude. Oh, and congrats on your mock trial win, although Robin had you for a while there.
I did, didn't I? I'm just glad we're back to how we used to be, thanks to Athena. And you know what? I think I'll think of becoming a prosecutor after all. I'm gonna make up for the mock trial loss by winning the real deals in court. Mock trial loss? What loss? Wait, did they reprise the trial that Hugh won? Level-headed lawyer course genius and hot-blooded prosecutor course student. will go head to head in a mock trial battle for the She-Devil Blackheart. So, does that mean it's really gonna happen? Juniper, there's something I've been wanting to say to you. Huh? Oh, is he gonna do what I think he is? Juniper, can we still be friends? No, best friends like we always have been? Huh? Best friends? Yo, weren't you gonna profess your love to Juniper if you won a mock trial? No, I was going to confess that I'm not a genius, that I'm really 25 years old. But you already dragged it out of me during the trial. Whoops! Listen, Q, you too, Robin, Miriam. Me too? Miriam's got this tactical expose action stuff going down to science. I've been thinking, it's up to us to put an end to the dark age of the law if we can. Let's all work together to usher a new age where winning only results from the truth. In the end, never justifies the means. Count me in. I won't have it any other way. Best friends forever, huh? No matter what anyone says, nothing beats true friendship. You bet. What about your BFF, Apollo? Aren't you a bit old to be using that word? But yeah, he's my best friend a guy could have. Which reminds me, we're supposed to meet up and gossip about a new girl in the office. Hey, don't talk about me behind my back. So what kind of guy is he anyways? Well, if I had to describe him in one word. And so after the slightest arm twisting, Apollo promised me to bring him meet his friend. Unfortunately, that promise was never meant to be fulfilled. For not long after, their friendship was mercilessly severed by fate. And the bonds between us begin to fray and unravel as well. Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence. Even now, those words continue to ring in my ears. The discord in our ever-cheerful Apollo's voice made him sound so cold and distant. Why, Apollo? Why? Why would you leave us all behind? And with that, Turnabout Academy is finished. And with that, that's going to be it. The next stream, we will begin episode 4, the Cosmic Turnabout. There won't be any raid target, as it's pretty late. But with that, that's going to be it for the stream. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.